closer to the greatest. Allow me to reintroduce myself.
The Sultan of SWAT. The King of Crash. The Colossus of Clout. The Colossus of Clout.
Yo, this is Nappy Boy Radio Live.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
He's so crazy.
And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Everybody stay where you are. Chill the F out.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I am Britt T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka.
Well, around here, between Normandy and Weston, we call this here a little twin. Wow.
It's simple. We kill the Batman.
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Tell me, do you bleed? You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
These white men are dangerous.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Now there's gonna tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out.
Oh my God, you want to talk about? You want to talk about?
Move, Captain. I won't ask a second time. It's no moon. It's a space station. It's too big to be a space station.
Here at WIZ, we play nothing but the hits. Nothing but the hits. Nothing but the motherfucker.
I ain't scared of you, mother.
What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics? We appreciate everybody being here this Sunday evening with all of us. We are going to be back here with you guys. We do have a few announcements, a few show announcements, a few things going on, channel announcements, things like that with you guys. Before we get into anything like that, as I always say, if you guys are new here and you would like to join our Discord, you can do so. The link is down below in the bio. There are vast amounts of conversations going on within our Discord daily, from anime, from Star Wars to Marvel, DC, everything in between. They are having conversations about it. So if you would like to join our Discord, you can do so. The link is down below in the bio. A few other announcements before we do get started. On Thursdays and Sundays now, this is kind of set in stone. Thursdays and Sundays we will be streaming with you guys. So Sundays around this time, Thursdays around, I believe we said 7:30 we'll be streaming with you guys on Thursday. So Thursday 7:30 Central Standard Time, and Sundays on at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be with you guys every week to talk all the things that you guys are wanting to talk to us about, and the things that we're wanting to talk with you guys about. So before we get into anything that we're going to be talking about today, we'll go shoot it over to Corey. Corey, how was your week?
My week has been pretty great. I have no complaints. My books are finally open at my salon, so that's exciting.
That's good.
Started taking clients.
That's good.
And yeah, just living that life. Cute.
Shitty.
Oh, shit. Damn.
I went all week without a car, barely left the house.
Oh yeah, you did have a shit.
Barely worked. Fucking spent all the money I had on my car. The week was shit.
Car problems are literally the worst.
You did have a shit week.
But it's over now. Should be go picking that shit up and then getting back to work. But yeah, I didn't do shit all week.
Yeah, let's see. My week for me personally, I mean, my week was normal. Normal week. I worked all day, 13-hour days. That's what we do over here for work. So worked, then got to see a side of Corey I've not seen before yesterday. Yesterday we all worked together trying to get some things together for this studio, and then the second studio trying to get that channel together. It's just been super busy and stressful.
We were going to talk about this, but okay, here we go.
Well, we're all out yesterday. We're going to these different places, like Vintage Stock, different comic stores, all this kind of stuff, trying to look for decor and whatnot. And Corey got hungry and then got
It was
quiet.
It was a long day. It was a long day.
So we're driving down the highway, and Q and I are having a conversation. I just out of nowhere forget, well, Corey hasn't said anything for the past probably 15 to 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
And so I look back, and I'm like, Corey, you all right? Blah, blah, blah. And she, looks up from her phone, says, "This is okay." We swing by. Now, mind you, she's quiet. We swing by to where she wants to get something to eat, and all of a sudden, it is a completely different fucking happy-go-lucky fairy in the car. She is all of a sudden happy.
In my defense, I told you guys like 2 stores before that I was getting hungry. I was just like, "Hey guys, I'm putting it out there. Like, what's going on for lunch?" And I was really,
like, super
I wasn't
shocked.
rude about it. Okay, I just feel like when someone brings up lunch, especially a girl,
I was super shocked.
That gives you like a good 15.
The personality trait was like
maybe
split.
30 minutes.
It was
to get some food in me. Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I eat like every 3 hours. I gotta eat, man.
So the things that you see online about girls being different when it comes to food, that shit is real.
I am sis.
Because she definitely changed personalities.
No, like everyone in the comments saying hangry is real and shit, like genuinely fucking 180 mood
I feel
switch.
Like, but
that
here's
shit
the thing.
was
I wasn't rude.
It wasn't even
I was just very
the crazy
quiet.
thing is she didn't even need to eat the food for her mood to change. she just needed to be holding the fucking food.
That's the crazy part.
Another thing is a fucking AI took our order.
Oh, yeah.
Her order wasn't even a human.
Yeah, it took my
So
order. That was
y'all get ready for that. AIs, and if you a server, go ahead and look for a new job because bots is coming for you.
Yeah, no, literally, I had an AI take
Stephen
my order.
Dunn, we appreciate the super chat.
Thank you.
He said $20 towards the next food run. LOL.
Listen,
that's probably all Corey. Because if she ever angry, we'll just get her some food.
It's
Thank
hard
you,
out
Stephen.
here in these streets, okay? Like, I don't understand how you guys were not hungry. That was my thing. I was so confused. I'm like, I can't be the only one that's just hungry.
I think I
me?
was hungry, but I don't think I was sitting there like, fuck these niggas.
I wasn't even on that.
Fuck these niggas, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I was tired. It was a long day so far. I haven't ate anything. I was just keeping to myself.
Shout out Double Tar also. He said second that with another 20.
Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. We really do appreciate you guys.
I really appreciate that.
Corey
it means the most.
Corey hungry all the time, y'all.
Oh my gosh, not
she
even.
Is.
I just.
She is.
I am.
She is. And not just for that. We also learned yesterday. I'm going to just share this before.
Oh my God, you guys are
before
like putting me on blast.
Before we jump into the topic, I'm going to share this.
Before that, what y'all think Corey did today?
Corey, for those of you that don't know, maybe you do know, maybe you don't, Corey is also a mother. She's the only one of us over here that's a parent outside of
animal parent.
Let's do this.
Yeah, outside of our animals.
Let's do this then.
Corey also bonds with her son by eating boogers. She shared that with us yesterday.
Before
she shared
we
that
say
with us
anything
yesterday.
in the comments,
You still want to send another 20? Anybody want to send another 20 on that one?
She
bonds with her son.
That is, I've never put that sentence together.
Get her.
This was these two have decided to put this whole narrative
Raymond,
together.
where you at? I know you hear this shit.
Hold up.
No, she said
Let me, in my defense, I don't know how we got on the topic of boogers, but we did. And I put it out there.
Your son eats them.
No, I didn't just randomly by the way, my son just eats boogers.
No, it was 100% like that. It was 100% random. You said, by the way, something. Me and KJ had a little bonding experience over boogers. That was
Yeah.
I know. Okay, here's the thing. First and foremost, I've never put that sentence together.
You said I taught KJ how to eat his boogers.
Yeah, because he picks them all the time and then he wants to rub them on people. Like your arm, your leg, he'll try to get your face. So one time he tried to get me and I was like, no. Like, either go wipe it off on a tissue or eat it.
Ugh.
And he ate it.
It's always that eat it.
Yeah, he surely did.
Well,
he surely did.
Well,
okay. I do not sit down with my son.
I'm sure that nigga dentist is very happy.
I do not sit down with my son and pick my boogers and he picks his and we're like eating. That's not No, I just put it out there that, like, if he eats his boogers. Because I told him that to eat his boogers. Like, it wasn't like we sit down and watch a movie and instead of a bowl of popcorn, it's just a nose full of boogers. Like, they're trying. If y'all don't see me on the next couple of lives, that's why.
$10 from Kenny Pierce says, I eat my boogers.
Well,
thank you.
Well, you have an ally.
There you go. I don't personally eat my boogers. I personally like to put it on a napkin.
And she's sticking with that narrative.
Oh my gosh, because that narrative is true.
But that's all right.
Y'all are not about to sit here and bully me. Y'all are not about to sit here and bully me. So if y'all don't see me on the next couple of lives, it's because I'm being bullied.
If you ever do a meet and greet, do not shake Corey's hand.
Oh my gosh.
She'd probably just say they're boogers.
Ever. Don't even. Oh my goodness.
Probably just ate 2 of her boogers.
Oh, this is not.
Well,
never again am I hanging out with
Double
these two.
Tar said booger gate.
Outside of what the mess that is Corey's life.
Not even, but okay.
We do have some mess to get into with you guys. One of the things we're going to be talking about is going to be the Superman Legacy news that's come out from James Gunn, DC, and things like that. We're going to talk briefly about the live-action Lilo and Stitch stuff that's going on. We're going to also talk about some of the MCU and Disney Plus changes. We're going to talk Captain America 4. We're also going to talk about Jeff Loveness being fired. And we're also going to talk Deadpool 3 leaks. And the last thing we're going to talk about is Jonathan Majors and San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay.
Whew, got a handful of things to get into.
There's a lot to get into.
The first thing that we're going to talk about, like I said, is going to be the Superman Legacy news. And for me personally, when it comes to Superman Legacy, after I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, you guys know, everybody over here knows I was shitting on James Gunn and saying that James Gunn, don't know if I trust him fully with doing Superman Legacy because of things that he's done in the past, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. However, after I left, personally, my humble opinion, after I left Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I thought that was, again, the best thing that I've seen since Endgame from Marvel. And on top of it being the best thing that I've personally seen from Marvel since Endgame, it put my mind at ease and it put me at ease for Superman Legacy. But I'm now thinking to myself, okay, as brilliantly as he handled Guardians of the Galaxy 3, if he can come in with that same, and he's already said it's not going to be comical, it's not going to be any of this, and some of the things that we've heard that have come out just even since since he said that about Superman Legacy has me even more hopeful that James really does know what he's doing over there with DC. He's got his hand on top of things, he's got his ear to the ground, and I'm pretty excited for what we're hearing. So some of the things that we are hearing, earlier this week, they had the Hollywood Reporter, and this is not coming from Jeff Snyder or anybody like that. This is a credible trade coming from the Hollywood Reporter. The Hollywood Reporter put out who DC is looking at as top runners for Lois Lane, top runners for Lex Luthor, top runners for Superman, Kal-El. We also heard though that Crypto is going to be, but this was not in the Hollywood Reporter. This was from another source, that Crypto the Superdog was also going to be in the movie. We also heard that Mr. Terrific is going to be in the movie, which means that they are establishing League members. And you guys know, for me, that's already been day one. That's been my main thing, that we're not starting from scratch. I want the League to somewhat, obviously the League's maybe not established, but the fact that we're hearing about Mr. Terrific, the fact that we're hearing about maybe some others like Supergirl, maybe possibly also being in it. She is getting her own film also, so based off of the comic Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. So, with all these things that we're hearing about it has me so much more hopeful and so much more at ease for what James Gunn is doing. Am I fully trusting in what James Gunn is doing? I can't say I'm fully trusting, but I'm definitely more at ease in what he could be giving to the newly rebooted DC universe. So we're going to be seeing but the names though for that, and that again, this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. So I'll go ahead and put that up for you guys to see, and let me bring that up on my end. Okay, so the Hollywood Reporter had put out that they are looking at a few different names, and a few of those different names that they were looking at. This one of those names we talked about a couple months ago. when they first started talking about Superman Legacy after James Gunn revealed the slate, and that was David, I think I'm saying his last name right, David Cornsweet, plays in Hollywood on Netflix. I think he played in the movie Pearl. I didn't see Pearl, I just know he played in that. But to me, he's the one, once the fan art came out, because he was a fan cast for sure. Once the fan art came out for him, he was the one for me. I was like, that's who I want to be Superman. He looks like Superman. Is there a picture of David Cornsweet on here? No, they just put his name. But he looks like Superman. He's got the whole chisel jaw, everything, the whole look and everything like that. They also mention names like Jacob Elordi. We know Jacob Elordi as being from Euphoria. Yeah. But he did not send in the rumor, I guess. The word on the street is he didn't send in his video, his audition tape. So they didn't go anywhere with that. We heard something about British actor Tom Brittney. We heard about Andrew Richardson, and then Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult, who plays, for MCU fans, people who may not know who Nicholas Hoult is. Nicholas Hoult plays Beast in the Fox X-Men universe. Yeah. So he plays Beast over there. But we're hearing conflicting reports about that, because we're also hearing that he is... Thank you, Double Tar, for that. We're also hearing... was that from Double Tar?
Yeah.
Okay. We're also hearing that Nicholas Hoult is also in line to possibly play Lex Luthor. And that's not... I'm hearing people saying, well, somebody's lying. I don't think anybody's lying, because you have to look at it this way. When actors go into audition for a role, look at Tom Hiddleston, for example. Tom Hiddleston didn't go in for Loki. Tom Hiddleston went in for Thor, but he did such a good job that they said, we want to offer you the role as Loki.
Right.
So if Nicholas Hoult went in for the role of Batman, which likely he did, then James and Peter Safran might have seen something in him that was so good that they said, we want you to try to be Lex Luthor, blah, blah, blah. So it's not really a conflicting report. He probably did go in for Batman, just didn't fit James and Peter Safran's look, or I'm sorry, Batman for Superman, didn't fit James and Peter's look for Superman, but better fit for Lex Luthor. And with the fan art we've seen with him, with the shaved head and everything, I think he would make a damn good Lex Luthor. I think it'd be a good spin. And I'm not talking like a what's dude's name from Social Network? We all know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about him. Not that type of Lex Luthor ass spin. Not that weird ass shit. I'm talking a good spin on Lex Luthor that Nicholas Hoult could probably bring to it. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I've been hopeful. And some of those names that we could possibly be seeing, since they, mentioned other heroes, being mentioned in that universe already. We already know Batman's getting his film with Raven the Bolt. So Bats could possibly be mentioned. I mentioned Supergirl with her movie coming up and everything like that. So I'm excited for it. I'm hoping that it is something that they're doing there. But I do want to read this little part of the article here at the bottom. It says, and while the roles being chased by many of the town's up-and-comers, including the trio of classic characters, sources say the movie will be populated by many faces, as it will seek to introduce DC heroes that are already established in the movie's setting. Superman Legacy will be the first film under James Gunn and Peter Safran's regime at DC, making the casting of particular note. The superhero holds a place and particular importance for Gunn. I completely relate to Superman because he's everything I am, Gunn told The Hollywood Reporter in April. He's somebody who is an outsider who feels like an alien, but also the ultimate insider because he's fucking Superman, and that's kind of like what I feel like. So, we talked about when he said that. Like I said, which was weird then, it's still weird to me now.
Yeah, he did the same shit with Rocket.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it though. It's his fucking what are we always talking about? His damn, I can't even think of it right now. That's his representation.
Yeah.
A fucking alien Krypton in a raccoon.
Yeah. Yep.
But I kind of just agree with everything that official EMG said with David Cornsweet and Emma Mackey as Lois, because
I think
I think if they hit the nail on the cast, then we really won't have to worry so much about the writing. I mean, we know the writing's got to be there, but firstly, we got to like the cast. Mm-hmm. And so I think if they just cast based off one who goes in there and sends in the best tape and stuff like that, but also just based off looks, and like Liam G said, they look just like Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard not to go with those two, in my opinion, just because it's like, you can kind of give good acting if you give them good writing. Right. So it's like, why not just go with the one who you don't really have to change any of the looks on like that?
I'm not necessarily worried about the writing because I feel like James Gunn will have a big hand in the writing since he is a writer and a director.
He is writing it. He's writing it and he's directing it.
Right. So I'm not too worried about what he's going to give to the actors. I think I'm more, like you said, like the representation. Like, are we going to get someone that can deliver it, and are we going to get someone that can put the face to the story, if that makes sense?
Right.
But
yeah.
Like, I'm not really, I've said this plenty times before, I'm like not really the biggest DC fan, but when I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I think it gave me a lot of hope, like you said, for DCU and how he goes about it, and I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for me, you know, as a DC fan, I have not, I haven't been excited about anything DC's been doing outside of Blue Beetle. That's the only thing I'm most excited for that's upcoming.
Joker 2.
Blue Beetle, yeah, Joker 2, Fale Abdul.
Not really even hyped to see the Flash. And
I'm not hyped to see Flash like that. I do want to see the Flash. I want to see what they're doing in the Flash, everything like that.
Batman.
I do want to see Batman. I want to see Michael Keaton's Batman, but I also want to see why all these, you know, why Stephen King and all these other directors are coming out calling it one of the best movies they've ever seen. Like, what makes it one of the best movies that, you know, that we've seen. So I'm interested in to see the Flash, but outside of that, as a DC fan, we all know it's not been fun. It's been horrible. It's been a terrible experience. So again, to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and to know that these are some of the faces that we're putting towards some of these big comic book names, I'm happy. I'm happy. So we'll see what James Gunn is going to do, though. But in typical James Gunn fashion, he did reply. I do want to say, I'll read to you guys what he said there. You know, James Gunn stays on Twitter and is forever replying to whatever is being said. But he said, for all of you asking, I would never comment on who is or isn't auditioning for a role. That's the actor's business. Only, and isn't something I'd make public unless they did it first, after the fact, like Glenn Howerton or Zachary Levi having auditioned for Star-Lord and being top. And being top choices. For now, only one person has been cast in Superman Legacy, and it isn't any of the regular players in the Superman world. And I know a lot of people, I saw a lot of people online talking about the Little Mermaid emoji.
Yeah.
People thinking that it is Aquaman going to show up in the movie. Is he going to be one of the faces? No. I didn't watch Peacemaker. I don't care to watch Peacemaker. But if you remember during the time of Peacemaker when James would tweet, it was not just James, it was also who plays Peacemaker, Cena. When he would tweet or anything like that, they would put that, it was like an inside joke. It's something to do with Peacemaker said. It ain't Aquaman. Aquaman, I doubt, is in Superman. So, but that's what's going on. That's what's going on there. So he did say that. But you guys, as always, question is for you guys. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. How excited are you, if excited at all, for James Gunn's Superman Legacy? Are you on board with some of the names like Jacob Elordi, like David Cornsweet? I think I'm saying his last name correctly.
It's Cornsweet.
Cornsweet?
Not corn. Corin.
Oh, Corin. Okay. Well, David Cornsweet or any of the other names that have been on there. If you guys are excited about any of those, or Nicholas Hoult, what are you wanting for Nicholas Hoult? Do you see Nicholas Hoult more as Supes, or do you see him more as Lex Luthor? Personally, I don't see him as Kal-El. I see him as Lex Luthor. But the question again is for you. Let us know down below in the comments.
Double Tar, appreciate the super chat. He said, should James Gunn delegate the writing to the new DCU? He's doing it all right now. What if it flops and he has no one to blame? My thing is, his writing with Guardians and even with co-writers and him writing the Guardians, it's so many characters to give screen time to, and it's like, you can kind of slack off on one character. If we don't like Mantis, who gives a fuck? Because there's 5 others. My only worry with the writing on Superman is he's got to give us 2 hours of us, or most likely, like an hour and a half of liking Superman and Superman lines and shit like that. It's not going to be where he has all these... I mean, he's going to have characters to divide the screen time upon, but it's not going to be silly shit anymore where it's like you can like this character because he's a tree or shit like that. Like, yeah, there's going to be his dog and everything like that, but for the most part, we know this is the intro into the DCU, and none of the fans know what this movie means, and I don't think any nigga is taking it lightly on what it should be to start the DCU or anything like that. So
I agree.
I also think too on that, I think that with it being, with you said, having the dog and not having, all the other players to fall back on like you do in Guardians. Like if Gamora's not pulling emotion or making people pay attention to her in a scene, you've got Quill to fall back or whatever. That's something I was mentioning too. Like if we've got Supergirl that's going to be possibly in it, that means that the pre-established relationship of her and her cousin is already there. So like having a Mr. Terrific show up, if it's even a show up, it might even only be a name drop. We don't know. But yeah, you're going to have to make us, I mean, the appeal's already there because it's Supes. You already care because it's Supes, but you're going to have to make us, why do we want to fall in love with your rebooted Kal-El over Cavill's Kal-El? And they were having, screen tests. And when they have those screen tests, it means that the actors have to put on the suit of the previous actor, like when what's his name, Pattinson. When Pattinson did his screen test, he had to put on Clooney's old Batman suit. So whoever they've already done screen tests with had to more than likely put on Cavill's.
That's pretty cute.
Superman suit. It's like, well, damn, that sucks. No Cavill.
Right.
Are we going comments?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Mercado said, if I'm going to be honest, I'm not excited for anything DC or Marvel anymore. They've lost my faith, and I'm personally tired of reboots because it's just going back to square one. Like, it's always going back to the status quo. I'm tired of seeing the heroes young. I'd rather see them older with kids and relationships, families, etc. Superman and Lois on the CW is exactly that.
Yeah, I stopped watching Superman and Lois on CW, I think season 2. I didn't dislike it. I don't like the CW.
Yeah, that's the same way I got with The Flash.
Yeah.
Like, watched the first couple seasons, maybe even the third one, and then it's just, I don't like the fucking CW.
I don't like the CW.
Like that. But I agree with everything you said, though. Like, it just gets old sometimes seeing almost every character's storyline get played out the same. Like, we don't start when they're matured or anything like that. We start, they're all young. Then we get more young heroes. It's like we don't even see the heroes really mature. We see a little bit of their storyline, and then they either get Iron Man. Like, Iron Man still has so many stories, but it's just, nigga got enough.
10 years.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yes, connoisseur, triple salute. These are pineapples.
Official M said, James recently said on Twitter he's done responding to most people because it's bait.
James is not done talking to these people.
That nigga's lying. He probably said that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Gray said, I still think Holt's in the running for Bats. If I came in second for Batman in one movie, I'm not going for Lex when I was that close before.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a very good point. That is a very good point.
Couple people said Corn Sweat is the #1 pick. Raymond said it. Liam said it. Shirley Miles said, I don't trust James Gunn because they canceled my Titan TV show and Doom Patrol.
I was never a fan of that Titan show.
Yeah.
I tried. I did. I gave it the good old college try. And when what's his name? When Beast Boy transitioned every time off screen.
And it's always to one animal.
Yeah, it's always
like,
to
always
one
to
animal.
tiger.
Yeah, to the fucking tiger.
Okay,
and
is
I,
it a tiger or a lion? I'm not watching that shit.
I just couldn't do it.
Starfire, that shit's.
I couldn't do
I'm
it.
sorry, Shirley. I personally didn't enjoy the tiger show. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty much it. I got back to the booger eating.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
not
so
with y'all.
we'll move to the next topic here, and the next topic we're going to move to is going to be talking about, once again, you know, because we are in the age of Hollywood not being creative, Hollywood not having. I will say this: the trailer for that movie, The Creation or Creators or whatever it's called, with John David Washington, and it's the AI and all that.
Oh, yeah.
That shit looks dope. That's what I mean when I say Hollywood. Let's
That
be
one
creative.
does.
Let's make new shit. But
That
we're in the
looks
age of
good.
reboots. We're in the age of remakes. We're in the age of let's make this a live action. Let's do this a live action. Outside of Jungle Book, for me personally, your mileage may vary. For me personally, outside of Jungle Book, Disney's live action shit is just that shit. It's terrible. I was so excited. I'll never forget watching the full-length trailer on Thanksgiving for Lion King. Lion King is my favorite. Lion King, Mulan are my two favorite Disney animated movies. And when I sat down in the theater to watch Lion King, no. Just no. It wasn't, you know, I'm sitting here posting on Facebook, keep your kids at home. I don't want to hear the kids. No. Keep that movie at home. That movie is awful. The hyenas didn't know who Scar was. Scar sang a completely different song. I'm just like, what the fuck? What is this?
What is this? Yeah.
So I'm when it comes to Disney's remakes, I couldn't give the furry crack of a rat's ass about any of them.
I mean,
And I do love Lilo and Stitch. It's in my top 5 favorite animated Disney movies.
Does it need to be live action?
It does not need to be live action.
action.
We've got the movie. You've got the series. I think went strong for 3 great seasons.
I just feel like if you're gonna do that,
So,
then stick with
that's
Moana.
what you need to do.
Do Moana live action. That can be great.
I even say
You know what I
why.
mean?
Even with Moana, I say why. Because it's like, if I want to watch Moana, I can right now go to Disney Plus and watch
it.
Moana.
Yeah.
If I want to watch Lion King, I can do the exact same
Especially if
thing.
they cast The Rock is that big.
And they are. I think they have.
I think they have. You already know You already know he's gonna get his bag anyway.
The actress that portrays Moana's voice put out a video, I think like Friday or something. Excuse me, and saying that she's not portraying Moana in live action, and she probably was thinking to herself, "For why?
Yeah.
Like I've already done this. Like why do I want to come do this again, but as me?"
Yeah. When it's already me.
So, anyway, Lilo and Stitch is now subject to live action being remade. And, there's been a lot of fake shit going around online of AI computer generated or somebody making a thumbnail of what Stitch is going to look like, or people saying this is what Stitch is. There's leaked photos of Stitch. We have no idea what Stitch is going to look like. The closest thing that we have to what we've seen from anything with this stuff is from the set photo leaks, and that's it. It's been just and when I say set photo leaks, that this is as good as I don't think they can see it.
No, not yet.
This is as good as it is right here. All right, that's all you get. There and I saw people saying, "Oh no, Stitch is gonna be a stuffed animal." No, dumbasses, Stitch is not gonna be a fucking stuffed animal. They are using that because of the lighting. Like it's no different than Sonic Hedgehog, the Sonic film. If you look on the behind-the-scenes photos from the Sonic film, you'll see tails, plastic tails. You'll see plastic Sonic, and you'll see a plastic Knuckles. Why? Because practical effects.
Right.
So no, Stitch is not going to be a fucking stuffed animal. There's video. Like I said, look, they're just filming whatever. I'm assuming now we've seen just from live action shit they deviate from the cartoons. Maybe I'm assuming that this scene is the scene like when they're in the water and they think that Stitch is trying to drown.
Oh yeah.
Lilo, but he just can't swim because he sinks. So I don't know. But for me personally, I'm not on board. I'm not on board with live action remakes. That's just personal.
Yeah.
And then we've also heard a lot of drama surrounding the Lilo and Stitch remake. When I say drama, personal nitpicks from people too, though. The girl that they had, what's her name? They cast her to play Nani, Lilo's sister. She is Hawaiian. Sydney, I don't want to butcher her last name. Her first name is Sydney, but she is, people online were saying, well, she's too white. She's not, but she's of Hawaiian descent. But she's too white. She's not dark enough to play Nani. Personal nitpick stuff. But this one is the one that bothered me. Cobra Bubbles is still going to be in the film. And I believe Cobra Bubbles is being played by...
Liam G said Courtney B. Vance.
Yes, yes, Courtney B. Vance is playing Cobra Bubbles.
Oh, is that who it is? I thought they said Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy's playing Ursula.
I know, but I thought for some reason because didn't they switch the role to like a woman now?
Yes, it's so yeah. It's some, it's a gender swap thing.
Okay, that's basically what it was. For some reason I thought.
It's an actress named Jolene Purdy is going to be playing a character called Miss Kiko. She's going to be the social worker. Cobra Bubbles is still going to be there. In what form, I don't know. But people that had really upset some people that they were doing that. And then the actor that was going to be portraying David he's no longer going to portray David because of some racial slurs or something he posted on Twitter. So of course, Disney nipped that shit in the bud and cast someone else. So right now, we'll see. Is it off to a good start? Maybe. I don't really know. I mean, I saw another video where they were saying that it was some behind the scenes stuff and they were filming a scene and the caption of the video was, "This scene doesn't seem like anything I've seen in the movie." So fingers crossed that they try to stick to the movie. So we'll see. I don't know. We're going to see what they do with it. But, I don't know. But as always, well, any thoughts from you guys on live action remakes on Lilo, on Stitch?
I mean, I hate that I'm reading so many of Liam's comments, but I agree because he said that Maleficent was good, The Jungle Book, Cruella, Aladdin, and he's excited for The Little Mermaid. And I personally,
like I said, mileage may vary.
I personally I didn't have any issues with those, but I'm somewhere in between the middle because it's like the ones that they remake that I don't like, they're very bad.
Which ones? Now, I'll give you Maleficent. I won't give you Maleficent 2. I'll give you the
first one was...
I'll give you the first
Yeah,
Maleficent.
the first one was...
The second Maleficent, you can throw that in the Disney vault and never watch it again.
But the second one wasn't as shit as, like, the fucking... Lion King remake.
I just didn't think the second one was necessary.
So it wasn't. It wasn't for how good the first. It was disappointing for how good the first one was. The drop off to the second one. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was as bad as like the Lion King remake. And
I still didn't personally
care for
Cruella.
The Lion King was not my favorite. Aladdin's literally one of my favorite all-time like Disney movies, and I did not like the live action.
Actually, I lied. I don't even think I'm in the middle. I think I'm still on the side of...
I just
they don't need to do it.
I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I don't understand why we're doing it when you've already given us a platform to like revisit.
But hey, that's like saying why do they do live action superhero shit? You know, like why don't DC just stick to the animated shit? You know.
Well, as always, question is for you guys. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about some of the live action remakes that are coming from Disney. Are you sick of live action remakes? Do you think that we should have some more originality back in Hollywood? Let us know down below what you guys are thinking.
Ant-Man said, "Hey, Planet Fanatics, Ibambe."
Ibambe.
Ibambe.
I'm not saying that. I'll support the niggas. What up? B. Smith said they're talking about the Titan show still, just how they didn't have a good budget or anything like that. Johnny Washington said Universal making a live action How to Train a Dragon, and I'm more excited for that.
I do want to see that.
Yeah.
Because I believe Jack.
Here we go.
I like How to Get Away with the Dragon, and it's not Disney, Disney.
So you're just straight like that on Disney.
I'm in a very, very, I don't want to say I hate. I'm in a very, 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 very unhappy place with Disney. I've been in a very unhappy place with Disney. I don't trust Disney.
No, I guess my question is more so how are you, like, is it not necessarily the anime is going live action? It's more so like the...
Who does it?
Disney Disney's doing it poorly. The history of Disney doing it poorly.
I guess you could call this a hypocritical answer. I guess I don't mind depending on the studio. If it's a live action remake of something, fine. But I still think, just like with this whole, they asked Michael J. Fox a few days ago, like, what do you think about this whole talk of a remake of Back to the Future? And he was like, they're going to do it regardless. I've already gotten paid, but it's never going to beat the original. I feel that way. Like, why the fuck would you want to? Why? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. But depending on this, I'm not with that. But like, as far as like animated stuff, depending on the studio, sure. But like with Disney, no.
I'm actually not that excited. I mean, I guess I'm more curious to see how they do live action How to Train a Dragon. I think the movie was super cute, but I think it just goes back to the original why. I'm
excited just because who's playing Hiccup? Jack, I forget his last name. He plays in Shazam. He's the opposite of damn. What else did Boy play in? Plays in It. The boy that breaks his arm in It. What's Jack's last name? But can't remember his last name. But he's playing Hiccup.
Don't know what in the comments.
I think he's a good little actor.
Jack Dylan Grazer.
That's him.
Makes sense.
I liked him a lot in It. I think he was my favorite character in It.
B. Smith said that footage is hilarious. If Disney is intentionally throwing money away, send 7 figures my way.
For real.
It's just the fact that I don't see why they keep wasting money on shit they know is not working. But then again, it's like Disney is really in a bad spot everywhere. I feel like Marvel's doing bad now. Yeah. Star Wars has been declining. Fucking, they're trying to remake everything that they've already done well animated, and it turns out bad in live action.
Quick question for the chat since you brought Star Wars. Did anybody watch Vision season 2? Because I didn't. I didn't even know it was up. I just happened to get on Disney Plus the other day and it flashed, and I said, "Oh, shocking! Star Wars approved some shit." Did anybody watch that? Because I didn't watch it. And if you did watch it, was it good? And is it worth the watch? Even if you say so, I'm probably not going to watch it.
Let's be real.
I don't support that shit. Okay. We'll move. You don't see anybody else? Is there anything else?
Not like that, no.
All right.
Unless Corey does.
No.
All right, the next thing we're going to move on to here is going to be talking about some of the changes going on over with the MCU and with Disney Plus. Some of the changes that are going on. So we do know this. We know that a few days ago, Marvel announced that Echo, all the episodes of Echo are going to drop. Was it 6 episodes or 8 episodes of Echo or something like that? All the episodes.
I think 6.
6 episodes. The 6 episodes of Echo are all going to drop all at the same time. With those episodes dropping all at once, that gives fans now a chance to not just not to binge or to binge the entire series instead of wait week to week for an episode. Why do I think that this is better? I think this is better because, one, look at She-Hulk. I'm never not gonna bring that up. I wasted 9 weeks of my fucking time on that fucking show.
And that's how I feel about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because that was the fact that I was still coming off the high notes of WandaVision and Loki, and so I'm watching that shit at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Waking up for that shit.
I stopped waking up for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm waking
up for 2 a.m. every day to watch this nigga Anthony Mackie get beat up by a 5'2" light-skinned red
little girl.
She was not it.
Yeah. So so Echo's coming out October 6, 2023. All the episodes are dropping. On November 29, 2023, Loki Season 2 is going to be coming out. We're going to talk about Loki Season 2 because there's some shit going on there with Loki Season 2. So this is going to be the first time Marvel has released any of their episodes,
All at once.
all at once. So my question with Marvel is I'm wondering if this is an experimental thing. Is this something that they're going to do with projects that they feel as if doesn't have public attention? Because let's not sit here and pretend like we're all gung-ho counting down for fucking Echo. Right. Ain't nobody counting down for Echo. And if you are, I'm sorry. That's great. Yay. But I'm not. I don't have a calendar over here marked Echo. I'm not looking for Echo.
Right.
So, I'm wondering if Marvel is looking at knowing, because they know, again, it's no secret, they know no one's really checking for Echo, so they're probably like, let's just drop the series, because no one's really checking for it. Now we know that episode 2 is probably going to be the highest rated episode because that's the episode that Daredevil's going to show up in.
Right.
Now, I also want to give credit where credit is due for the show, because we always talk about insiders like My Time to Shine Hello, Can We Get Some Toast, Casey Walsh, etc. Can We Get Some Toast came out and said that they actually heard that the show is really good, that it's not that bad, that it's a good show, people are going to have a good time with it, enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. It does have ramifications to the wider MCU, etc., etc. So those are some of the things we have heard about Echo, but again, back to what I was saying about the viewership or people not really checking for it, I'm wondering if they're going to do this approach like with a Wonder Man, like with lesser known characters that people, again, no one's really
right. No one's
bro.
checking for.
Like, if I was to go, again, we've had this conversation many times about the fatigue and about fans not really paying attention to Marvel. If I was to go to work tomorrow and I brought up Echo, they'd say who? Mm-hmm. Or you heard of what? No, no one's. They don't even know who Echo is. So if I was to go in and say the same thing about Wonder Man, it'd be the same conversation. So I'm wondering if they're just going to drop. I hate to even say this, but even Agatha, if they're going to drop those shows, just all at once, and then certain other shows that are more important that they feel like are going to conjure the viewership, they do week to week basis, because right now I'm not sure that anyone's really going to be watching Echo, even with it dropping all at once.
Right.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I basically agree. I don't think people are too excited about it. People are obviously not really talking about it. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm very curious to see what they do with this character and how it does kind of further the MCU show-wise, if that makes sense.
Right.
I feel like the shows are, their kind of own little universe, because they kind of all are supposed to link at some point with the movies and with other shows. Mm-hmm. I don't think they would have brought these Netflix characters back over for no reason, so I'm really curious to see what they do with Echo. And I'm really excited to see the Kingpin. Like, I'm just excited to see him in general. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they drop it all at once, because it's not something that people are counting down the days to. As far as Agatha, I don't think they're going to do that. I think right now it's just not a big hype because there hasn't been a lot of talk about it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like as time gets closer, because she was a very big plot twist in WandaVision, and that's the closest thing we're going to get to see WandaVision, I think that's going to be week by week.
Possibly so. I even agree with that. I say Agatha just simply because the conversation around Agatha online seems to be who gives a fuck.
Yeah.
I especially when we talk about it. If you look at our chat right now,
they're like, what?
Me, Liam, and I think one other person are the only ones who give a flying. And I care. Okay, you care about Agatha.
Yeah, I care about Agatha. Yeah.
Okay, I care because obviously the whole shit with fucking the twins.
Witchcraft. Yeah,
and yeah,
I love anything witchcraft.
I love witchcraft shit too. So it's like, yeah. So I'm wanting for Agatha, but I mentioned Agatha, like I said, for those reasons. But I also agree because if the rumors are true and Elizabeth Olsen is supposed to be showing up in the show, and we've heard that Aubrey Plaza is playing a much bigger role, possibly even Lady Death herself in the show, because her character is supposed to be stronger than the Scarlet Witch and the X, Y, and Z.
Shit ain't finna be Agatha's show.
Yeah, we've also heard that Billy Kaplan, Joe Locke is playing Billy Kaplan in the
I think the show's gonna be a plot twist, a lot of plot twists, because the character was such a plot twist. So I feel like they have to live up to that momentum of like
Then Aubrey Plaza posted some picture the other day that said something, Diaries of, help me chat, I know you guys saw that picture, Diaries of Agatha or Diaries of something like that.
Was it on Instagram?
I want to say she posted it on Twitter, but she might have posted it on her Instagram as well.
The thing is, I don't know, to get back to the main topic, I feel like as a studio, if you're coming out with TV shows, you release whatever you feel is necessary to draw viewership. We go back to WandaVision, and they knew that first episode wasn't going to keep us in, so they dropped two. And so I feel like it doesn't really matter if you stick to one thing with a TV show. If you feel like Echo needs all episodes dropped at once for us to be interested in Echo, then drop all episodes at once. Because I don't want to sit here and shit on Echo and say she doesn't deserve a TV show, this, that. I'd rather sit here and say, wow, even though it may be corny, I'd rather say the MCU made Echo something that, like, nobody gave a fuck about Groot or Rocket. Just shit like that. And so it's like there's possibilities in every TV show and shit like that. And like you said, we'll get Kingpin. We should be getting Daredevil in there too. And so it should be in New York. We should be getting ties to the MCU and shit like that. So there's just, when I get back to the topic, I don't feel like there's a schedule they should stick to. I feel like if they need to drop 4 episodes of Agatha House of Harkness and then get back to maybe we have a season finale we want y'all to wait 2 weeks for because it's going to be a big ass season finale, then y'all are going to wait 2 weeks. Whatever they need to do to get us to be like, wow, we want to watch their TV shows, because right now nothing's working. We have maybe 4 or 5 TV shows back to back that we can all say, why did they do that? What if they didn't do that?
Right.
Why did... I hope Jeremy Renner's okay, because if that Jeremy Renner wouldn't have gotten that accident, we probably all would have just forgot about Hawkeye and shit like that.
Right.
What else has came out? Don't even remember, because it's shit.
Right. Well, for me personally, when they said that they were in Critical Mass and B. Smith, thank you guys so much for those super chats. We're gonna get to those for you guys in just a second. But for me personally, when they announced that they were releasing all the episodes at once, I immediately thought red flag to myself, because it's not the norm. We've never seen Marvel do that, you know. True. And then you have a character that no one really cared about, even in the Hawkeye series, and maybe you did. I don't know. But maybe I should stop saying no one really cared about. I'm just going off of what I see on Twitter, what I see online.
That's the public opinion.
You know, that no one really cared about her. And then when it was announced she was getting a show, there wasn't this huge mass applause or, hysteria about, oh, she's getting her own show. So I thought it was a red flag personally, because I'm thinking to myself, oh, somebody must have saw the show and said, let's just drop this shit and move to the next thing so we can just get it over with, because maybe it's falling in that phase 4 formula, but they don't want to go back and spend the money on reshoots. They don't want. But then again, can we get some toast? And others have said it's good. It's not bad. It's a good series. Yeah. So I
think we'll know when we know, and
it's honestly that Disney Plus formula.
Yeah.
It's like you now, hopefully, with this being able to binge these 6 episodes, you don't have to wait 6 weeks to build up to a lackluster finale, and then you'd be like, well, what the fuck?
I feel like they just also know, and there's a lot of changes, like we said before at the beginning of the show. There's a lot of changes happening between Marvel and Disney, so I wouldn't be surprised if it is very much, let's just drop it and move on, because there's just there's bigger projects that we have to deal with. We shouldn't have to go back and reshoot. Leave it as it is and let's go.
Yeah. I mean, so we'll see. I mean, if you're happy if you're excited for Echo, you let me know. I think I said yesterday in the car when we were discussing.
I was like, I'm gonna watch it.
So when it comes to reviewing on the channel, that'll be a Q and Corey thing. The way my time in life is set up, I don't have a time for an
I'm
Echo.
Not doing
so
it. No, I'll sit down and binge it. I'm gonna sit down and binge it.
Yeah. So you guys, but let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking of the Echo series. Are you excited for the Echo series? Is it something that you're looking for? What do you think about Marvel dropping all episodes at once? Is that something that you're like, ooh, why are they doing that? Are you like, okay, this might be a good thing? Are you believing, can we get some toast and other insiders that say it is good? Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking.
Appreciate Critical Mass for the
Let's
super
read
chat
that first,
again.
yeah.
He said,
Blade announced 4 years ago and ain't coming out no time soon. Echo announced a year ago and is already wrapped. Marvel cares not about black characters.
And you know what? But
it's not funny. It's just like I don't know. I didn't know where we were going with that.
But you know, that's been one of the things with Blade. It's been setback after setback, disappointment.
Man, they don't
want
to put that rated R shit on screen.
You know?
Right.
Fuck off, especially from a nigga. Nah.
They're like, nah, we ain't doing that.
Disney saw that and was like, you want us to put this black man doing all this on our platform?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. Appreciate B. Smith said Echo could surprise us. Let's hope it does.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it could
I genuinely think people watch TV shows for the emotional element, and when I think of the Echo storylines, I think the emotional element is
what's
there,
gonna do
especially how the MCU is setting it up with how they're doing everything with Kingpin and Daredevil. And it's like we're not expecting anything from it, and I'm not sitting here saying I want Echo to be the best TV show or this or that. But I think it's a fair ball game to sit here and say that Echo is expected to be a good TV show, like even the insiders said. I don't think there's a problem with that.
Yeah.
No, it could.
I just think no one's anticipating it, which is
that's my thing. I just don't care.
Which is nobody's fault but Marvel, though.
Yeah.
Like, if Marvel wanted us to anticipate Echo, they would have built Echo up a little better.
Yeah, that and it would have been introduced. Like that's. I just, like Q said before, I feel like they know what they're doing, and I feel like they're finally at a point where they know the formula when it comes to the shows and how best to see fit. So if dropping all 6 at once is for us to get excited for it, then let's just do it.
But even that last part, dropping all 6 to get excited, I don't know if you can get excited for something you're not anticipating. Like example, when Chance the Rapper was in Norman a couple weeks ago. I didn't get excited. I didn't give a fuck. I wasn't anticipating that shit. No.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I run every night. I was on campus running. I could hear the performance. I don't care. It's like, so it's like, I don't know that you can get excited for something that you're not anticipating.
Yeah. I think I asked a couple niggas if they paid for that.
Yeah.
So I was like, why? Just go stand outside the stadium. Like,
so yeah.
I wouldn't even have done that. Just Chance the fucking Rapper.
True. I heard it at Norman Music Fest. Like once you got out of a certain part, you could hear the whole.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
So you're like, okay.
Stamina said, to be fair, there's not really been Rapture's fan chatter about any of the series. Loki Season 2 got the biggest pop online. They're all going to be what they're going to be. Folks get hyped about the films.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And whenever we get the little special editions or whatever, if we get those more.
That too.
But I think they should stop with shows and just do specials. If you're
I've
not going to make
too.
the movie, don't give us a show. Just do the specials.
Yeah.
Because that's just you sitting here and making 6 episodes, whether you're dropping it at once or week by week. It's just wasting more money when you can just do one big long special.
See, I can't say that because I like TVs more than movies. So if they do the fucking TV shows right, then
I do like TV shows too. I like the journey.
I'm not saying I don't want them to stop doing TV shows. I want them to do the fucking shows right.
But I feel like with these characters that are not so prominent, just put the special out.
But see, and we're gonna get to that. On some of those MCU changes, I'll talk about that now. Like, looks like Marvel is kind of putting the halt on things as far as like Kevin Feige. Looks like Kevin Feige is kind of pumping the brakes on some of the shit that's going on, saying, hey, we need to check out. Like, why the fuck do you think the Marvels got pushed to the end of the year?
Yeah,
I think they're gonna probably reshoot some shit. Also, like with the firing of Victoria Alonso and Ike and everything else that's been going on behind the scenes over there, it's again the course correction looks like it's kind of trying to be made here. Even with the lesser known characters, looks like they're taking the focus seemingly off of some of those lesser known characters because again, who gave a fuck ever about those lesser known characters?
We have a bigger picture that we have to get back to.
Right, and I think that that's what we're starting to see with the course correcting. We're starting to see that they're starting to put the emphasis back on the characters that matter. I'm not saying that they're not going to still do Wonder Man type characters, because they still are, because they still have a plan they're trying to follow. But I think that they're going to really shock us at SDCC this year. I think Kevin Feige really, and when we talk about SDCC, I'm going to get on that. I think that they're going to have some big announcements because it's the course correcting that's got to be made.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
I've been seeing some good leaks though, so I mean, hopefully we get. He just needs to go talk about some shit and actually not hold back. Like I feel like I don't know what it was holding him back last year. If it was whoever was running it over at Disney, or if he didn't have much to announce real life, but.
I think he just knew it was shit. Why get people?
I think again it was that creative control. Yeah. He had none. There was nothing.
So why get excited for something that you don't really want to put your credit towards because you don't have the credit to do it in the first place.
Yeah. We'll move to the next one here. Is there anything else you guys saw from anyone?
Stamina said someone suggested the Echo releases to clean house from the Chapek era of Disney. The Marvels is the same month. Everything after that is in production rather than in the can, so they can pivot.
Right. That's that's exactly what I'm saying about the whole, that's why I feel the Marvels was pushed. And again, there's some other things that we'll talk about when we get close to the SCCC conversation. But the next topic we'll move on to is going to be the Captain America 4 conversation here. It looks like we got our first look here at Cap in his suit. Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie, everyone's favorite Captain America. Got to see him in the suit and things like that. We also not just see him in the suit, but we also got to see Danny Ramirez as Falcon in his suit and everything like that. Captain America New World Order got attention this week, again, mainly due to just the set photo leaks, and I have those here. I can bring them up. Hold on.
The Serp.
Yeah.
So got Seth Rollins in
So this is the suit for people that have not seen the suit yet. This is what he's going to be wearing. It is not the Falcon and Winter Soldier suit, and for me personally, I don't like Falcon and Winter Soldier. We all know that. I don't care for that show. But I did like the suit. The suit, there's nothing wrong with the suit. The suit was fine in the show.
They do look like A-Train.
And then they got, WWE what's his name
Seth
again?
Rollins.
Yeah, Seth Rollins in there to play one of the Serpent Society members. Diamond something, one of the all the Serpent Societies are named after a different snake. So he's going to so a lot of people have been complaining about the suit, and people have been complaining about the suit because the suit looks akin to something Steve Rogers would wear, and people liked the fact that the suit had individuality in Falcon and Winter Soldier, i.e. if you look at this suit here, it definitely looks like something Steve would have worn,
right,
opposed to looking at what he had on in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So people just aren't the happiest with the direction that the suit is being taken in. But again, if you look at that one picture here, you can kind of see, is it this one, I think? Yeah, you can see Danny Ramirez there, and his traditional, and it looks like they kept that close to the comic accurate, honestly, with his Falcon suit. So he's going to be in his. Some of the things we've heard about Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain America 4: New World Order is that obviously it's going to be a paranoid thriller. We still got Julius Onen's going to be directing it. We know that there's going to be some sort of small Avengers team formed within the film to help take down, I'm assuming, the leader, Red Hulk. I forget who the other 3 villains, because there's 5. 3 villains are in it. I think the Serpent Society plays a role in that, so mark them as 3. So and then
villains in one movie.
Because it's not a Cap film. And then we're gonna have to. They're gonna have. God, what was the other rumors? It was Red Hulk. Oh, that Betty is supposed to also be show up. Come back.
Betty's supposed to be there. Supposed to have Valentina or whatever doing whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
It's gonna involve.
I think they're supposed to talk more about his hand.
Not. Yeah. Some of those things that we do know about. That we do know about it already. I don't know if Tiamat Island, and I hate even calling it that, but I don't even know if that's gonna still be a thing. I don't know if that's even on the table anymore. That might have been readjusted. I feel like why readjust it, because this Celestial's been sticking out of the ground since what? When did Eternals come out? A long time ago.
Like
it was a while ago.
Yeah, early pandemic.
Yeah. So yeah. I feel like they would have to address that as well. So that may still be on the table. It may not. I'm not really sure. But we also
just left the nigga froze. Like,
yeah,
he's just really just sticking out.
And we discussed the Serpent Society a while back.
Yeah.
A while back.
Like
a while back when Moon Knight was in fucking rumored to be in Captain America 4. So there's really nothing new here outside of him in the suit.
Y'all didn't. Isaiah Bradley's supposed to.
Oh
have
yeah,
a big
Isaiah
part.
Bradley's supposed to be in it as well.
His son, what's his name?
Eli. Elijah.
Those two. I think I saw Falcon's. Did I see a picture of Falcon's league suit? I don't think so. I don't think I saw his suit.
Yeah, I forget those two are in it.
But
yeah, those
he's
two are in
not
it
gonna
too.
be in this movie, right?
I believe he is.
I think so.
Is he?
I believe he is. I believe he is. I don't believe it's a big role, but
Probably
I believe
not,
he is.
But
yeah. So those again, there's nothing really new here other than the things that's been shown on the suit and what the suit looks like and things like that. I'm wondering if the wings are going to be red since the suit is the traditional red, white, and blue. So I'm wondering if his wings are going to be red like in comic. But nothing really outside of the pictures. Nothing new here for Captain America: New World Order. They are shooting though, obviously. So we're going to be hopefully getting more set photo leaks and more things like that to come. I want to see Harrison Ford on set. I want to see what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
So, but as always, questions for you guys. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking for the set photos. Are you liking the new look of the suit? Or do you like the suit more in Falcon and Winter Soldier? Also, the suit is still going to be made of complete vibranium. I personally really don't like that. I don't. I just vibranium is Wakandan. It is not just Wakandan. It is specific to Black Panther. Why this nigga's wearing it, I don't know.
How the fuck we get here?
Yeah. So, but
how you get a whole suit, but you ain't showing up to the man's funeral?
Yeah.
What?
Nate Moore.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about everything going on in the set photo leaks for Captain America: New World Order.
Shout out to Dre Max Show for the super chat. He
Dre.
said some of those leak photos got Anthony Mackie looking happy. That's what I don't dislike the leaked suit or anything that we're seeing. My opinion is I don't think it's the only suit we're gonna see him wear in the movie.
Yeah.
I think he'll still wear the one from the Falcon and Winter Soldier for a couple scenes or something. I don't know how they'll do it, but I think he'll still be in both.
Well, there were some people online saying, it could be his stealth suit, like when Steve wore his stealth suit.
I saw some leakers say it's not.
Yeah, I saw that too. Where they said it's not a stealth suit.
It's not. So
like it's his suit too. I personally like the way the suit looks.
You said you personally like
maybe
who?
he get his ass beat or something in that suit from the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and it's all fucked up. So that's his new.
Maybe, and if he did get his vibranium suit fucked up, then he doesn't deserve to wear vibranium ever fucking again.
That I also feel like it just fits him more. I think what you said earlier was correct. I think it pays tribute to our original Captain, but it kind of gives that twist for Sam to be his own Cap, I guess, if that makes sense. But
I'm still waiting to see Sam just be Cap.
In general, yes, me too. So, here's the thing. I think the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I feel like that was him. I think they did that on purpose because I think that was, he wasn't trying to take the role in the first place. And then he did step in the role and he was trying to go about it like Falcon, and then he was trying to go about it like Steve, and he just didn't find that forte. So I'm hoping this movie makes him stand out more. I hope this movie really shows what Sam's going to bring to the table as Captain fucking America.
My thing is, though, on all of that, even trying to be Steve, even trying to do whatever, even coming, I don't know how you're going to be Captain fucking America without the super soldier serum. This is a regular man in a vibranium suit.
I mean,
Great, he's got vibranium. Yay. He shouldn't even have that shit,
Yeah,
but
fuck
he's got
all
it.
that. I want to see this nigga fight or train. You know that little
that's
scene
what
where
I'm
he was
saying.
throwing the shield
That
at the
montage
trees and
shit
shit.
did
I
not
need a better.
convince me.
Yeah, I need.
That
I
did
need
not
a better
convince
training
me that his
scene.
flag, that he was snatching
I
anybody's
need
flag.
Bucky to fight that nigga or something. Like I'm not.
No, it's not
convinced
convincing.
This nigga is anything outside of that
he's not a
shield and some
superhero.
wings.
Again,
And that's what I'm
if
saying.
I'm one of the superheroes, if I'm one of the team members he's assembling together, this little Avengers team in the film, and you come to me as a regular, smegular fucking man, and you say we're gonna go take out Red Hulk. Who?
He said who?
I'd pinch you.
I mean, I definitely get that. That's why I definitely get what you guys are saying. That's why I'm hoping this movie gives us more of an idea of how this is going to play out. Because you're not wrong. He is a regular man in a suit. I mean...
And, Spoiler King just made a very good point. But if Wakanda ain't cool with him, how he gonna do any upgrade from the full vibranium unless they got adamantium? And I that's interesting to me that he mentioned adamantium because it goes back to Tiamat Island.
Right.
That's what they're on there for because he produced, or Tiamat produces adamantium. That's where the metal, I guess, is coming from. Which doesn't, whatever.
Wait.
I'm confused how they're doing that, with that. So his suit could be made out of adamantium. I don't know. It could be. It could be. Is his relationship with Wakanda fucked right now? Did I miss something?
I mean,
yeah, what am I missing?
I don't
them to be
think
saying
so.
that shit?
I think it's just because we said the comment
I
earlier,
think
like,
it's
how do
saying.
you get a whole suit?
I think they're saying that because Anthony Mackie didn't want to recast
T'Challa.
Yeah. I think that's what the joke is or some shit. But
True.
Double Tar says y'all are crazy. Falcon was excellent. Appreciate the super chat.
Wait, Falcon was excellent in what?
Not when he got his ass beat by Ant-Man.
He was-
Get this
For real, he got his ass beat by Ant-Man.
I can't stand. I just can't.
What up, motherfuckers? I'm Tupac.
Yusai said, "Elo, I understand you guys' point about the regular man, but I swear to God, that's exactly how I feel about Batman. And everybody lets that guy slide.
Thank you.
No. Hold on. Prep time. Get out of here.
That nigga Anthony Mackie broke.
My thing was that too. Anthony Mackie,
Batman has trillions of
Sam
dollars.
Wilson couldn't get a bank loan for his sister. Batman
trillions of dollars in intelligence and every martial combat.
Super intelligent, trained in almost every form of combat, rich as fuck.
Like all my niggas is rich.
So
as
y'all
fuck,
just mad
rich as
because
fuck.
Sam just a regular black man
No,
just trying to save the world.
No, like if Sam was on some Bruce Wayne ass shit, I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, no, that's just the simple fact that this nigga. It's not even us hating on Sam. It's more so us hating on the fact that Marvel has set this nigga up so poorly to be Captain America.
That's really it. That's really it.
And it sucks that the hate goes to Anthony Mackie and shit like that because he doesn't write his own lines
I'll
and
say
stuff
for me
like that.
personally, I don't like him.
Yeah,
as an
I know
actor.
he's not the best actor. I'll say I think that nigga's funny just because he can't act. I think that shit is just goofy to see and shit. But I'm actually, like I said when we first started talking about this, I hope this movie is something that actually lets us see an element of Anthony Mackie that we've never seen because it's either something that's going to be very good or very poor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is something that can be in the middle. I think this is something where
It has
we're
to
either
stand
going
out,
we're
yeah.
either going to like the fact that what they're doing with Anthony Mackie and whatever he's doing can compete with all these villains, or we're going to strongly dislike that he gets shit on in his own movie and sidelined and shit like that by all these other big name actors and stuff like that.
I have a question. Do you guys possibly think in this movie we'll get something where he might get injected with the serum? Somehow
No.
they pulled. You guys don't really. Y'all think?
Not based off how they set that shit up.
Y'all really think y'all gonna keep
it's
him?
It's his morals for him. He won't. And if they did that, then it defeats the purpose of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Honestly,
It kind of does, yeah.
True.
And I didn't even like that show, and I still know what the fuck happened. No, it just defeats the.
I mean, y'all are making a point, but at the same time, like, he is a regular man, and what if he comes to that conclusion? Like, I'm surrounded by a bunch of people that literally have all these powers, and
I mean, then it goes back to the Bats conversation, I guess, because Bats is surrounded by gods.
True.
And he's.
I just wanted to see
just a billionaire.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if y'all maybe thought that was like a possibility.
I don't know.
We shall see.
We'll see.
Like I said,
it's still on my most anticipated list.
Yeah.
I still want to see what the fuck is going on in this. But again, did I already say questions for everybody? Yeah, that was we were answering those.
I want to stay on topical. Because we keep calling this nigga a regular man. I just want to look up is this nigga really just a regular nigga in the comics forever?
In one universe he does take the serum, in another universe he does not. I believe it's the Ultimates universe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. I believe it's the Ultimates universe that Sam took the serum. Correct?
Because I'm not gonna. I don't know a bunch of Sam Wilson comic history.
That's what. Yeah, I don't.
Other than him being Falcon.
That's another reason why I asked. Like, what is it in the comics compared to what they're doing in the MCU? Because I don't know much about Sam Wilson in the comics at all.
I believe that's correct. Yeah. Like D Stizzle said, Ultimate 1610 Sam is a badass military scientist. Yeah.
That's what I thought, because the nigga was in the
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the Ultimate universe, it's a completely different person.
I don't know for sure, but I think in the comics and shit, that's how they came up with Red Wing and everything, because he was in the military, and because Red Wing is like a military weapon or some shit like that.
Makes sense.
And then it got assigned to him, some shit like that.
Like Gray said, his only out is a blood transfusion from Isaiah Bradley. They could do that.
Yeah.
They could go that route.
And some, you know what I mean?
I mean, maybe that's why. Maybe Isaiah's in the film for a reason, because maybe he realizes, nigga, Red Hulk.
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm just thinking of whenever Hulk took that clean, was just slamming that nigga back and forth and shit.
Right.
You want to mess with the red nigga? Nah.
Just think of like Red Hulk throwing Anthony Mackie to Betty like a blunt. Just
Man.
this nigga out of here.
Yeah.
Who said that shit? Who commented fucking Nate Moore? D Steele said Nate Moore loves his struggle bus storytelling with black characters. That shit is crazy.
Stamina MC said Wilson could perhaps have his mind changed by a newer, deadlier threat. Yeah, like I said, like Red Hulk. Like that's why I was just saying, like he could probably
maybe
realize,
he was just
like,
trying to talk the Flag Smashers out of it. Maybe that's why that show was so fucking garbage.
And because, like, I mean, there was some of the kids that did take serums and they became obviously, not mutated, but with powers. But a lot of the following was just regular humans. That's why I'm like, what if perhaps in this next movie, because he is presented with a bigger threat and he does not have the team, he might be like, oh shit, I think I might.
The bigger threat ain't, we're not snatching flags here. This is Red fucking Hulk.
And president at that.
Yeah,
like,
President Red Hulk.
President at time.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll thank you, Shirley, for that $3 super chat here, and I like the blood transfusion idea too. So next topic we're gonna move here too quickly because I want to get to Deadpool.
Birds and is a pimp.
Damn.
The next topic we're going to talk about is Jeff Loveness. Jeff Loveness being let go and fired seemingly from Marvel Studios here.
What did he do to make them niggas that mad?
And so one thing that we do, one of the things we know here about what's going on with Loveness is that, he was seemingly let go, or not seemingly, was let go from writing Kang Dynasty, which we knew he was coming after Quantumania.
You know how poor you gotta write something to get fired during a strike?
Man.
Oh no, he was fired before the strike. Marvel let him go before the strike. That was made very clear by Jeff Snyder that this was not.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah. So to say for myself and as other Marvel fans, to say that Quantumania was a disappointment, I think may be an understatement. And I say that because we were promised that coming off of the muddy, disgusting, unorganized heels that is the 19 projects that culminates into Phase 4, we were promised that coming off of that Phase 5's start was going to jump us into the multiversal saga, was really going to jump us into what's going on, was going to give us Kang, it was going to do all this, and it had moments, but it was the writing. It was sloppy.
Yeah.
It was, some shit didn't make sense. Some of the things that Kang did was like, why? Some of the things that Ant-Man or Cassie, or some of the things that just happened in the show or in the movie. When we broke it down, we gave our review, I talked about the things I strongly disliked in that film. So you can go back and watch that review if you'd like to. But it wasn't good. It wasn't, coming off of Phase 4, we should have been blown away. We should have walked out of Quantum Mania the way individuals are walking out of Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
And no one did. No one did. People left confused. People left wondering why. People left wondering, is Kang really the threat that they're claiming Kang is?
Right.
Like, there were so many different emotions that weren't, damn, that was good Marvel. That was great Marvel material. So, Jeff Loveness being gone is honestly really not a surprise to me. And the reason I also say that it's really not a surprise is because if you go back to when we were watching those interviews, take yourself back to the red carpet for Quantum Mania. Loveness spoke this shit into existence, honestly, because every time he got on an interview, he would say, we would ask him about the script. He's like, oh, well, the script is, if I don't get fired, or he'd say some shit like, if my building pass works, then tomorrow we'll see if I'm still here. Maybe he knew he delivered some bullshit. Maybe he knew that, like Rick and Morty, because from what I'm hearing, I know he's not writing over Rick and Morty anymore. I don't watch Rick and Morty, but I know that this current season is not a good season. People are not caring for this Rick and Morty season. Yeah. So that's 2 Rick and Morty writers that took projects that you really put up there in She-Hulk, Jessica Gao, and Quantum Mania with Jeff Loveness, and for some people, even Multiverse of Madness with Michael Waldron. So that's 3 big projects that you put on pedestals.
Fuck that. 4. Don't say some people.
that you put on pedestals. You put Multiverse of Madness on a pedestal. You put Quantum Mania on a pedestal. You put She-Hulk on a pedestal just for the Rick and Morty writers to come in and do what was ultimately done with those 2 movies in that show. Quantum Mania still sits at I think it's the lowest right now at a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes for Marvel. Loveness spoke this into existence, and I'm honestly like I said, I think it's a good thing. I don't know anything about Loveness outside of Rick and Morty, and I don't know that I really care to. It's nothing against Loveness, just like it's nothing against Daisy Ridley for portraying Rey the way she portrays Rey in Star Wars. It's simply that I didn't like Quantum Mania, and I don't want you to fucking touch Kang Dynasty because it's the next Avengers film. Exactly.
Yeah,
I like Love and Thunder. You're done now.
Yeah.
It's like you're gone.
Like it's not, and I don't even want to be critical like that.
Be Nate Moore too.
That should be.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be critical like one and done. People deserve second chances. But my thing is, your second chance was going to be the first Avengers film since 2019.
You should have brought it. You should have fucking brought it.
Like you don't need to touch Kang Dynasty. Like I don't even know if you need to watch it.
Yeah.
Jeff needs to stay very, very, very far away from Kang Dynasty. Like. Yeah, Quantum Mania just was not it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was really sad about Quantum Mania. I really thought that was gonna just kind of bring back the hope, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It was don't get me wrong, it was so amazing, but you can't even say that you got hope from it because it's the last one.
Hope and
back into like MCU phase. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's the last one, it's not going to progress anything. Like, so here we are, just back at square one, which is just disappointment. So when I heard this, I was not surprised like you. I think it's kind of a great choice because, like you said, your second choice was literally one of the biggest movies since 2019, and all 3 of them were fucking flops. Yeah. We had an OG was supposed to give us a delivery of the last one of another OG character, and it fucking flopped. So I'm not surprised that all these writers and directors are being let go, especially if there's a course change and what's going on, because what the fuck is this?
No, I'm not shocked by Loveness being gone. Like I said, and it's also not a big deal that Loveness is gone. I've saw people online panicking and shit as if Kang Dynasty comes out next month. Kang Dynasty doesn't come out till pump your brakes. I'm calling it now. I think that's going to be one of the announcements too at SDCC.
2027.
Everybody told me no, Darius, they're never gonna, bro.
2027.
The fact I knew the minute at the last con when he said Secret Wars and didn't say part 1, I said, oh, they're delaying it because you can't.
Yeah.
You it's not one film. It's not one film. So Kang Dynasty is not going to be in 2025. It's going to get delayed, I'm sure, probably to like 2026, 2027, which is going to put Secret Wars at like 2028, 2029.
Yeah.
So
I really think that whole little schedule timeline we saw was, I think it's done.
Oh yeah,
cooked.
Yeah, no, it is. I think we're getting an entirely new
away.
timeline with some shit plucked away, with some new shit added in at SDCC. I think that.
I mean, because even thinking back, I never understood that Spider-Man freshman year shit. I never understood why they would do that.
I don't even know if that's happening.
as much as many people wanted X-Men 97, I don't know if they're still doing that shit. Why not just give us the fucking live action X-Men and shit? Like, I don't know. There's so much shit that they announced that I feel like I don't truly know if they're going to stick to it. And if they do, it's nothing leading up to what we're supposed to get in Kang's Dynasty.
Right.
So why even do it?
Right. And this is, I'll read this really quick. This is what Jeff Snyder had to say. It said, however, the Ankler reporter and Below the Line editor Jeff Snyder has heard Loveness is no longer writing Avengers Kang Dynasty. According to Snyder, Loveness' departure has nothing to do with the ongoing writer strike, and his exit from Avengers Kang Dynasty before the labor dispute. During an appearance on the Hot Mic, Snyder clarified that this news was unconfirmed. However, according to his sources, it sounds like they're going another direction. Then Snyder then tweeted, rumor hearing that screenwriter Jeff Loveness is off Avengers Kang Dynasty, and he fell off prior to the strike. And like I said, I really do believe that. I think that after I think day one of Quantumania, maybe after that first week of Quantumania, not getting the buzz it should have gotten after the critic score that it got, they just looked at Loveness, and honestly, that's Marvel's fault. This is Marvel's fault. I'm not putting that on Loveness, honestly. I'm putting it on Marvel.
I'll put it all on Marvel.
Like,
if you really think, like I brought up earlier, like we're really blaming everyone, we can really blame Marvel, and slightly Feige for letting, even though he might not have had as much creative control, slightly his hand for
Feige. It is
for letting
Feige.
this shit go by.
You've been around long enough to, you could have, your voice easily could have been
just small. Like, I get what you're saying. Like just small, breaking it down in a smaller scenario. You knew Anthony Mackie was going to be your next Cap.
Yep.
Why didn't you build that shit up?
Right.
It's like you knew. I don't know. Other stuff. You knew you were doing Multiverse of Madness. Why'd you watch this shit go by and be like, wow, Wanda is shitting on this? Like, this isn't a Doctor Strange movie. You know, like, why didn't you watch all this? Why didn't you watch Eternals and be like, this is too much? Like, this is too many people for this movie. Like, it's just, I don't think as much as we're blaming some of the actors and some of the writers and some shit like that, some of it goes up top.
No,
a lot of it goes up top.
To me, it all goes to Marvel. Like, you know, you chose Jeff Loveness. You chose to take a Rick and Morty writer who's done nothing outside of Rick and Morty that's really credible like that, and put him on your next Avengers film, the first Avengers film since 2019, after already having a disgusting, muddy, uncomfortable 19 project flop phase 4. It's all on Marvel. It's their fault. Just like I didn't give them credit for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I will not give them that credit because that is James. That was all James. I even leaned over to Henry and I said, so even like the camera decision of fading out on Star-Lord at the very beginning after he's drunk, that's a James decision? He was like, yeah. Fuck Marvel. Yeah. I've been saying that shit, bro. Like, until they still haven't won me back. They still haven't won me back. But I'll tell you where they can possibly get me really good, and that's with this Deadpool shit. I don't know if anybody's heard what's going on here with Deadpool, but I'm gonna jump into this really quick.
I only heard a little bit about the castings and shit like that. I don't know if
I haven't heard
anything or anything.
Yeah, I've heard anything about Deadpool since
other than the last ones we talked about.
Yeah.
We've got some wild Deadpool. This is coming from the 4chan leak here. I will read this.
Is that Reddit?
Yeah, this is on Reddit. This is Reddit, but this is also coming.
He said it's credible.
This is their 4chan. This is coming from the Marvel Studios subreddit. So the same subreddit that gets everything that we read here when it comes to plot leaks. So Stamina MC, I know you do not like plot leaks. So this is a plot leak. If anybody would like to exit for the moment, they can while we are talking Deadpool. I'm going to give about like 10 seconds here to jump out before we jump into Deadpool.
Deadpool plot leak. Deadpool plot
Okay. So here's what we know what is going on. Hold on one second, because this is getting on my nerves having to do this.
Dies. Yep.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Here's what we know what's going on with Deadpool. So this first plot leak I'm going to read is the original plot leak. A new plot leak has come out from it, kind of countering it, but somewhat similar a little bit. It deviates at one point, but I'll get to that. So this is coming from, again, the Marvel Studios subreddit, as well as 4chan. So it says, Deadpool is arrested by the TVA for time travel. As a penalty, he's given a job to eliminate rogue timeline, where Magneto, Sir Ian McKellen, who's going to be reprising his role, and that's been on the table for a while, has taken over the world and subjugated humanity, House of M style. Owen Wilson gives Deadpool a handler to keep him out of trouble. Deadpool teams up with the Wolverine of this world, where Xavier and the Fox X-Men have joined Magneto to basically kill everyone. There are other MCU characters, but very brief mentions mostly, like how Magneto's X-Men killed all the Avengers. Magneto can control the metal in Thor's hammer and has it, but it's mostly its own thing. From there, Deadpool and Wolverine kill everyone. That is the plot leak that came out a couple weeks ago. Now, the plot leak has now changed a little bit. So I'm going to read this. It said the leak. So this leak would be pulling from, or the leak that I just read would be pulling from the Ultimatum comic run, X-Men comic run. So it'd be pulling from that comic run if this is to be believed. That's what they're going to be doing. The new leak, though, introduces. The new Deadpool 3 leak is to introduce variants for X-Men that will then appear in Secret Wars. So it's going to introduce, or the main initiative of Deadpool 3 is to introduce variants of the X-Men that are going to appear in Secret Wars. So it's not so much that they're going to kill everyone. So it's not Deadpool kills the X-Men like everyone was assuming. It's not. It's more so, putting them all on the table so that we can see them in Secret Wars. Then it goes on to say, so they are wanting to introduce new and different versions of the Fox X-Men characters to keep with the idea of variants. So it's not going to be the Fox X-Men, it's not going to be Michael Fassbender's Wolverine. It's going to be someone else portraying Wolverine, or I'm sorry, not Wolverine, Michael Fassbender's Magneto. It's going to be someone else portraying Magneto to keep up the whole variants idea that with the multiverse. Then it goes on and say, and then they want those variants that are introduced in Deadpool 3 to later show up in Secret Wars. They are seemingly going to do to Deadpool what they did to Loki, meaning as far as how they took Loki, or the TVA would take him out of the timeline and then be using him to go clean up another timeline. So they were taking Deadpool out of his timeline, which I don't. We'll get to that in a minute. Taking Deadpool out of his timeline to go clean up another timeline that's been caused by Sir Ian McKellen and Charles Xavier. Then it says that at this point, and this is where it deviates from the other plot leak. In this plot leak, it says that Deadpool and Wolverine are going to recruit Magneto and Charles and some of the X-Men and go take on the true villains and for people. This might excite a lot of people. True villains are Mojo and Spiral. So originally the villains of and Mojo makes sense. Mojo was teased in, I think, Deadpool 2.
Kind of upset they're not doing Jocasta no more.
I was about to say he was.
Well, it was supposed to be Danger. They were going to do. There was Danger that they were going to do.
Danger Room as a person.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Danger, not fucking.
Danger was originally supposed to be the villain, so the villains now are supposed to be Mojo and Spiral. So we're supposed to be seeing Mojo in there, and we're supposed to be seeing Spiral as well. And if you remember, Emma Corrin was cast a couple months ago, and a lot of people were thinking, okay, Emma Corrin's going to be Danger. I was one of them thinking that, okay, she's Danger. She more than likely is now going to be Spiral. Who's going to be Mojo is obviously going to be a lot of CGI and shit anyway, but not sure.
But Mojo, like Q said, Mojo makes sense because
Mojo was teased in, I believe it was Deadpool 2.
I think it was Deadpool 2.
The plot leak then says we're going to get a Wolverine versus Wolverine fight, and it goes on to say that the fight is supposed to be super, super, super dope. And then it says, and that the film will conclude with an incursion where we will see a lot of the different X-Men, including Deadpool and Wolverine, jumping into the 616 universe, presumably being set up to appear in Secret Wars. So, you know, the plot leak that we had talked about a while ago was that had Danger as the antagonist, but Danger is not going to be the antagonist anymore, it's seeming like. However, a female lead antagonist is still on the table for Spiral, again, that putting Emma Corrin in that role to possibly portray Spiral. Now, here's what I think about the second plot leak. I think the first plot leak is more realistic than the second one. The reason I say that is because the second plot leak is literally Loki all over again. I don't see Disney or Marvel or Kevin Feige saying, let's take the story we did in Loki season 1 and do that with Deadpool, because that's literally it. You're having Mobius, because Owen Wilson's in this, and he's not just a cameo; he's a major player.
Yeah, you saw leaks for the new suits and whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So you're having, you're having Owen Wilson basically do exactly what he did in Loki season 1, going to get Deadpool, bringing Deadpool in. And I've seen people saying things like, well, it makes sense because Deadpool can't die. They're using him because he's the perfect, person to go in and handle a situation like that. I would like to see Mojo. I would like to see Spiral. I think Mojo and Spiral are, I think that they possibly really are in the film, but I don't see Deadpool recruiting Magneto and Charles and then them jumping into the 616 universe. It could be, but we also have to remember Ryan Reynolds helped write this.
Yeah.
Do you think Ryan Reynolds just wrote something as sloppy as after the incursion they just jump into the 616 universe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see that. I maybe it's because I want the first plot leak more also. Like a sadistic Magneto that has recruited Charles and the rest of the X-Men to take over whatever
humanity.
Humanity,
whatever.
That sounds.
And then the TVA has to get involved.
I think it sounds very realistic, like you said, to the comics. I think it is a great. I think it also fits in with the whole Deadpool, because this will be the first. Isn't this like the first movie with Deadpool being associated with Marvel, right?
Yes.
Right. So I think it's that. It would just make sense with everything that's trying to come together compared to the second, plot leak.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
I think it, like I said, I would like to see Mojo. I would like to see Spiral.
Me too. I would like to see a Wolverine versus Wolverine, though.
Yeah, I think that on either plot leak is inevitable.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's something that's not going to happen, because we've already heard that we're going to see multiple Wolverines, we're going to see multiple Deadpools. And things like that. We've even heard, that the original rumor had the Fantastic Four with Alba in it, and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot going on with this is still one of my most anticipated. I can't wait to see Ryan Reynolds just have the freedom to say whatever the fuck he wants to say within the MCU. So that's going to be fun. But I personally, like I said, I like that first plot leak more, that one, more than the one with Mojo and Spiral, although it would be cool to see them. But that's the plot leak that they've got there for Deadpool. Thoughts on that? Anybody else thoughts?
I don't know. Do we see the possibility of them doing both of them?
That's what I was saying. Like, I could see, is a threat? I mean, maybe is a threat big enough to where you would have to get and recruit? Is Mojo and Spiral a big enough? If we're saying that both,
no, but let's say that's part
true
of the plot leak that's not true, because I don't see Ryan Reynolds writing even himself, giving himself that much help with that big of characters in his own movie. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because like I said, then it becomes an X-Men film.
Yeah, exactly. And when instead we've known this is a Wolverine and X-Men through the from them, that's what they said themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck a plot leak. They said it themselves that It's a Wolverine and X-Men basically going through the multiverse.
Right.
Whatever happens, happens. So it's like going through there's a chance they go to Mojo World. There's a chance they go to a world where my fault. Where Magneto's took over with the X-Men. They've took over humanity and shit like that. It's just I don't want to see anything where Deadpool's recruiting people or anything like that, because then it becomes,
I wouldn't want to see that.
Then it becomes shit like almost Doctor Strange going to the Illuminati and then the Illuminati getting killed, and then we're just seeing either a bunch of random cast for pointless killings and shit like that, or it's just a bunch of shit that I don't see that Ryan Reynolds wrote into his movie, or at least approved being right into his movie, because knowing he didn't write the whole thing, he most likely approved the whole thing. Right. So
yeah. I don't know. We'll see what they end up doing for sure with it. But as always, questions for you guys.
On No Danger though.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed on No Danger.
Yeah.
But let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about some of the things coming out for Deadpool 3 and those plot leaks there.
Okay. Everyone got excited about the leak. Cornelia said, sounds like the comic run Deadpool kills the multiverse. Raptor Cloak said, I trust Ryan Reynolds not to pull a Ralph Bonaire, I don't know if I said that name right, with X-Men in DP3 like WandaVision did. Let's see. A lot of people are agreeing with version 1. William Moloch said, breaking, Emma Stone is gonna unpop her head and join the Avengers as Gwenpool to take on Kang. D Sizzle said, still waiting for Wolverine versus Omega Red. Ant-Man 1991, I want to see Deadpool 3. I want to see Deadpool 3 to be like a buddy cop film with Deadpool and Wolverine. Sorry, I can't read right now. D-Sizzle, Mojo is a threat, but it depends on the writing. The Brood are also a threat. So, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Okay. So, we'll move here to the next topic. Next topic that we'll quickly move here to is just going to be Jonathan Majors and everything going on with Jonathan Majors.
Oh, yeah.
So it's seemingly, unless you simply don't give a damn or you've been living under a rock or you haven't heard some of the allegations or the rumors or drama circulating Jonathan Majors. Seemingly Jonathan Majors has had a fantastic past 3 years when it comes to film and things he's been doing. When it comes to, he did 2020's Lovecraft Country, 2021's The Harder They Fall. I believe, I don't remember anything in 2022, but I know, I think No Devotion was in 2022, I believe. Might have been 2023.
So. Like late 2022,
yeah.
early 2023.
He did Devotion, of course, everything he's done in the MCU as Kang, and then everything that he did or his role in Creed 3.
Right.
So he's had a great year that has come to a screeching halt for him because of everything going on as far as like the allegations and things that we've heard surrounding his personal life. But those things have now, if you would have asked Marvel, seemingly, if you would have asked Marvel 2 to 3 weeks ago, when all of this was going on, the reports came out from Marvel that Marvel was in no way, shape, or form having discussions of getting rid of Jonathan Majors. Right. That was not on the table. Well, now let's fast forward to where we are this week, today. And it seems like Jonathan Majors, it has been that way. Jonathan Majors' name has been taken off of everything involving the MCU. There's no mention of Jonathan Majors. Now, if you watch Quantumania, of course, his name is going to be mentioned in the credits.
Right.
But they are not. Jonathan Majors' name has been taken off the press junket for Loki. It's been taken off of anything involving Marvel.
That's
so
crazy.
It's seemingly as if Marvel has already made their decision to go ahead and cut ties with Jonathan Majors. Like I said, they've removed the traces of of him from Ant-Man and from Loki season 2. It doesn't even seem like he's going to be in Loki season 2 anymore. Not only that, they have done reshoots for Loki season 2, and from what we've heard, I believe that came from was that from Jeff Snyder, or was that from, I think that was from Alex P. over the Cosmic Circus. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. I'm sorry. Let me see. Any association with Jonathan Majors and Kang is simply not there right now, so it looks like Marvel Studios may be preparing to part ways with Jonathan Majors as Kang. They could be waiting to see what happens for the next trial. With the next trial that's coming out, he's already had the first little case, but didn't go anywhere. They could be waiting. I don't think that they're waiting, and the reason I don't think that they're waiting is just based off of what Alex P. from Cosmic Circus had to say. And he went on to say... let me actually pull that tweet up. Alex P. went on to say, it appears there's an order on promotional material / articles from Disney regarding the arrival of Quantumania on Disney+. Under no circumstances any article allowed to mention Jonathan Majors or his involvement in the film as Kang. He goes on to say, in addition, new Disney articles that are meant to promote the film reference Majors as his role as Kang the Conqueror as the following: the new threat that frightens everyone. They don't even say his name. They don't say his name. Let me read that again for those that might have gone over people's head. Maybe someone wasn't paying attention.
Read that again.
In addition, new Disney articles that are meant to promote the film reference Majors and his role as Kang the Conqueror as the following: the new threat that frightens everyone. They don't mention Kang the Conqueror. They don't mention Jonathan Majors, as opposed to mentioning the actor or even the character's name. He then goes on to say, because he was asked, so does this mean recast, or are they entirely removing Kang from the storyline? No, which of course not. No, absolutely not. Marvel is far too deep into the multiversal lore to back out with Kang now. The multiversal saga will continue. As for Majors, everyone will have to answer everyone will have their answer waiting at the end of Loki season 2. So for me, with Alex saying things like that, you're going to have your answer. That means Loki season 2, they've already gone and done reshoots. And the reshoots that we know that they've done have removed Victor Timely, have removed Kang, have removed Jonathan Majors. If that is true, let me rewind that. Let me rewind that. I won't sit here and say that it has removed Victor Timely. I'm not even going to say it's removed Kang. Just because we saw a multitude of Jonathan Majors portraying Kang at the end of Quantumania does not then mean that we cannot have a different face as Kang. Now, I'm not saying I want that. Because I don't agree with removing Jonathan Majors without hard evidence that the man has done the shit they're claiming he's done.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, again, I'm also not going to sit here and pretend to be in the full loop of everything going on with Jonathan Majors.
Because we really, this has really been a very close to the chest investigation. Because if it was anybody else, I feel like we would be knowing every detail of what's going on. And so far, we're just hearing allegations. And even with his first court, like, we didn't get much information about that. So...
So yeah, I'm not gonna pretend that I know, everything going on in that regard. But everything that they're saying is going on. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, that was probably me too.
Either way, you have everything going on with Jonathan Majors. With what they're saying from Marvel and Disney, the allegations, things like that, and seemingly removing him from everything like that. But meanwhile, again, I make this comparison every single time, the conversation surrounding Miller with Peter Safran and Gunn seems to be as if, and even from the producers over there on the film, I forget who it was, but the quote was something along the lines of, once audiences see the film, The Flash, people will forget the things that Miller has done and things like that, X, Y, and Z. So we're so quick, and two different companies, I understand, Disney, Warner Brothers, two different companies. We are so quick to hang Jonathan Majors for, again, things that are out there being said about him, but so quick to buy a ticket to see
The Flash, because Stephen King and X, Y, and Z and others have called it one of the greatest superhero films that they've ever seen in X, Y, and Z.
But with, all the new developments coming from Alex P. over at Cosmic Circus and everything like that, stating that they have done reshoots for Loki Season 2 because of the legal troubles for Jonathan Majors that he's in. Like I said, that's what I was saying. Even with what we've seen, I'm not saying that I want that. I'm not saying that I want to see someone else come in and portray Kang. What I'm simply saying is the MCU has already set up the idea that not every variant has to look the same.
Right.
We have seen in Multiverse of Madness, obviously, that all the Doctor Stranges and even the Scarlet Witches all look the same. But we've even seen we saw in Loki though that not every variant looks the same. We even saw in Multiverse of Madness that the Fantastic Four Reed Richards that is different from the Reed Richards that is from the OG Fantastic Four. X, Y, and Z with that. Obviously, even with Captain Marvel.
I was about to say, Captain
even
Marvel.
With Captain America, Peggy Carter. So they've already established that different actors can portray different roles. So if they did do any reshoots, I'm not saying Victor Timely's out. What I'm saying is they might have reshot Victor Timely shit with someone different.
Yeah.
So right now it does seem like Jonathan Majors is out of possibly portraying Kang the Conqueror. I don't know that for sure. It's not something that Marvel has obviously announced. I don't even know if it's something that you even talk about at SCCC. I don't even know if that's something they do bring up. But as of right now, it seems like Jonathan Majors is out.
That makes me sad. I like I said, I don't think that's necessarily right. I feel like we should have waited until we've gotten all the hard evidence, but this is not Marvel anymore. This is Disney Marvel, and no matter what happens, they have a reputation to uphold.
Right.
Which, side note, I was just thinking, like, when they do drop Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I'm not going to be surprised if they bleep out that F-bomb, just because it's fucking Disney. You know what I mean? Like, just like different, just little things like that. It does make me sad, but I think if any time was to do it, this time was to do it because of all the changes that are happening, because we've already established that different variants don't have to look exactly like you. They can, but they probably won't. I think this was the time. If they were going to pull them, if they were leaning on that, yeah, we're going to let go of them, this would have been the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially with us going into Loki Season 2.
Right.
Yeah. I think this would have been the time. So I see the pros and the cons, for sure.
Yeah, and only time will tell as of right now. Only time will tell to see what is exactly going on with Majors and Marvel's decision, but it seems like the decision has already been made by Marvel, just coming from Alex over at Cosmic Circus, saying that we'll see the decision that is made at the end of Loki Season 2.
So we'll see what's going on.
And we'll have to just wait and see, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're going to move here quickly to the next one, and then we'll touch on a few of the comments because we are on a schedule. We're supposed to be 6 to 8 because we have things that have got to get done today as well. The last thing I'm going to talk about here is San Diego Comic-Con and things going on with SDCC. I do expect there to be major announcements at SDCC because there has to be major course correction at SDCC.
Right.
I think the biggest things that we can expect from SDCC is a full reveal of Phase 6. That's something we didn't get at the last con that they announced things at. We didn't get a full reveal of Phase 6. We just got, I believe it was Kang Dynasty and the Secret Wars projects. But I think we're going to get a full reveal of what Phase 6 is going to look like. On top of that, that's going to be films like Doctor Strange 3. We know that that's going to be taking place before Secret Wars, and it has to take place before Secret Wars, knowing that it's going to involve incursions. We know that from the post-credit scene of Clea telling Steven that you caused an incursion, you got to come help me fix it.
Right.
We also know that Shang-Chi 2, I think, is also going to be one that is announced because we already know that that's on the table. We know that that's coming, and we also know that that has a major connection to Kang being the 10 rings and technology that Kang
a result of Kang's technology.
Right.
We also know the Fantastic Four, and that's a big one. Marvel's First Family has been on everyone's minds, has been in everyone's mouths when it comes to talking about what they're going to do with the rumors, with everything we've heard from Mila Kunis possibly portraying Sue Storm, or The Thing with Margot Robbie portraying Sue Storm, Jodie Comer portraying Sue Storm. We've heard the plethora of names that we've all heard for Mr. Fantastic, the things we've heard for Johnny. Even most recently, we've heard Daveed Diggs is rumored, and he is Jewish also, to be portraying The Thing and things like that. And I think that's a
I wouldn't be
good
mad about
casting
that.
call. I'm not mad at that one.
I would not knock that one down at all, actually.
Yeah. So we've heard that with Marvel's First Family. All the other rumors we've heard that Galactus is going to be the main villain, but he's going to have heralds, maybe possibly two, not all of them, but possibly two heralds. One of those heralds being Terrax. And so we've heard, even with that, we've heard that Antonio Banderas is supposed to be voicing Galactus and X, Y, and Z. We've talked about the plot leak for Fantastic Four that was out there, that may have changed or may not have changed. Haven't heard anything new in way of plot leaks for Fantastic Four, but we have heard those things about the Fantastic Four. So it's no surprise that the Fantastic Four is more than likely on the table for SDCC with the announcement of the full cast, with the announcements of X, Y, and other things, hopefully, because these were on our minds last SDCC. So we will definitely see, and D23. So we'll see what is going on with Marvel's First Family there. But another film that they could possibly be announcing is a Scarlet Witch solo project. And I think that does make sense for a film to come out like this before Secret Wars, being that Wanda does now have knowledge of the multiverse. Obviously, with this Vision Quest series coming out also before it, and Elizabeth Olsen rumored to be portraying Wanda even in it. That means she's reconnecting with Vision. Vision already, as we heard her say in Multiverse of Madness, Vision talked about the multiverse. Vision knew about the multiverse. Now she knows about the multiverse, and she is also a key player, and could possibly be a key player against Kang. Obviously Wanda has a lot of redemption to do. She has a lot of redemption to do in way of all the people that she has killed, and maybe this is her redemption. Maybe helping, taking down Kang is the redemption there. Yeah, thank you so much for that super chat there. So that's one that we also could possibly be seeing. Another announcement that we could possibly be seeing is specials. Them naming a bunch of different specials, like the Nova special, or the Galactus special, the Mephisto special, or even the Nathaniel Richards special that was rumored, that we heard about, that was also rumored. The Nathaniel Richards special was supposed to come after Kang Dynasty to give audiences a deep dive of who Kang Nathaniel Richards actually is, to let you know who this sadistic multiversal monster is, where he comes from, and
how he got there.
Exactly, how Nathaniel became Kang the Conqueror. That was one of the specials that we were supposed to be getting as well. So maybe that's on the table. We even heard those things about the films in between Secret Wars that were supposed to be like Battle World type films. I don't know if that's still on the table. I don't know if that was just a wild rumor that was out there. But even something like that could be announced. And we even have the announcement of a possible World War Hulk film. At some point in time, Hulk has to get back in the playing field. He's got to go back to being Hulk instead of passing out fucking tacos in a flannel.
My goodness.
So we've got to get him out of those fucking Hawaii shirts and stop passing out tacos and get him back on the playing field.
I'm so fucking done with Bruce, man. If you don't give me Hulk smash, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
So possibly, World War Hulk would be announced as well.
Because that was also in question last.
All of these were all in question last time.
For
the last con. And then the last project that I think could possibly be announced is an Illuminati project. And if they do an Illuminati project, which we've already heard some rumor about an Illuminati project, the Illuminati things that we've heard within our universe is that Doctor Strange himself, obviously, is putting together an Illuminati team after being inspired by the Illuminati team that he ran up against in 838. But we've also heard that this Illuminati team in the MCU is not going to be a 616 Illuminati team, rather than a universal, multiversal Illuminati team. So different leaders from those universes all come together to become a multiversal Illuminati team that could meet somewhere outside outside the void or something like that, outside of space and time, and things like that. So we've heard that about the Illuminati team, and that's not the first time either. That's not even the second time we've heard about the Illuminati team. We've even heard that an Illuminati team is supposed to be taking on during Kang Dynasty. It was said that Sam Wilson's Avengers team is going to be taking on the Kang, whichever Kang that is, the Kang. We heard that a Cosmic team is going to be taking on Scarlet Centurion. We heard that a Illuminati team was going to be taking on He Who Remains, or not He Who Remains, but
I thought it was he. Was it not?
It's not He Who Remains. Help me, chat. Fuck. Not He Who Remains. Whatever. There was I forget. So many fucking Kangs. I forget which one it was. But the other, and then there was the one, and then there was the stuff going on with Ramatut.
Yeah. Maybe the Conqueror? No.
No. I forget who it was.
I really thought.
But all of that. That's not the first time we've heard about the Illuminati. That's the point I'm making. So the Illuminati could very well be a project that is coming up for Marvel.
That would be exciting. So, especially if it's going to be from different multiverses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that concept.
So that's some of the things that we could expect there from SDCC. And SDCC is in July. That is coming up very quickly. Yeah, that is coming up here soon. So, and of course, for SDCC, we'll be here. We'll be live. We'll be live for the event, breaking down everything that they do share at with you guys, or with all of us over for that event there. So, as always, questions for you guys. Let us know below in the comments what you guys are thinking. If anything I might have missed, or you might be thinking, no, they're never going to show that, but something I might have announced or speculated that they might announce for SCCC 2023. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking.
We'll go back to some of the Jonathan Major comments.
Let's touch Rhymes' super chat.
Super chat real quick. Yeah, dropping some love in the building, peeps. Wishing everyone a wonderful, safe, and productive new week as well. Bless up.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that so much for that. Thank you.
Basically, people are 50-50 about the whole James Major. Where was it? Johnny Washington said, "Trust me, if and when Marvel drops Major, DC's gonna scoop him up quick. Possibly not." Ant-Man said, "Whether Jonathan Major's guilty or now, Marvel's got a reputation to uphold." I said the same thing. Let's see. I'm losing track here. Cornelia says, "I don't think they're recasting Kang." Justin said, "It's crazy. We live in a day and age where you're not allowed to be human and make mistakes anymore, because just one slip up and suddenly you're blacklisted or canceled." But we also had Double Tar said, "Crime is crime." So, you're not wrong. Let's see. Then we went to... Cinema MC said, "I kind of feel like announcements will work against Marvel at this juncture, kicking it further down the road when there are more immediate / current concerns about direction, quality, etc. could backfire." As far as making an announcement about dropping majors. Yeah. Cornelia says, "Where's Blue Marvel?" Hopefully we get something along those lines in the next con. Double Tar, "Skin color doesn't matter. The character is the most important." I want to... B. Smith said, "I would like to see a Nova special presentation." And then there's just a lot of conversation, so... Yeah. D. Sizzle, "I blame Marvel for casting Yaya for Simon Williams instead of a new T'Challa, Blue Marvel, etc."
Yep, that too. See, you said it's the fact that he is currently not guilty of anything. The longer this case goes
the more difficult it will be for Marvel to do an announcement, and we don't want to have a Depp repeat.
And that is very, very true.
Yeah.
Was nothing learned from Johnny Depp by people?
I feel not. No,
I
probably
feel like
not.
it wasn't. And you know
I
what?
feel like a lot of people didn't take it serious because it was...
Johnny Depp brilliantly, articulately put people in their place, I thought.
Yeah.
The other day.
I'm going to go use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. With what he said the other day, and I actually will share that. Where is that? I don't know if anybody has seen this, but this is what Johnny had to say a few days ago when asked, does he need Hollywood?
Film, you had mentioned in an interview in the Sunday Times back in 2021 that you felt boycotted by Hollywood. Do you still feel that? Do you feel that the tide is changing toward you doing major studio films again?
It's not my tide that we're discussing. Did I feel boycotted by Hollywood? Well, I mean, you'd have to not have a pulse to feel at that point, to feel like, no, none of this is happening. This is actually just a kind of a weird joke. You've been asleep for 35 years. So just let the weirdness commence. Of course, I mean, when you're asked to resign from a film you're doing because of something that is merely a bunch of kind of vowels and consonants floating in the air, yeah, you feel a bit boycotted. Do I feel boycotted now? No, not at all. But I don't feel boycotted by Hollywood because I don't think about it. I don't think about Hollywood. I don't have much further need for Hollywood myself. I don't know how you guys feel, but yeah, I think it's a very strange, funny time where everybody would love to be able to be themselves, but they can't because they must fall in line with the person in front of them. You want to live that kind of life? I wish you the best. I'll be on the other side somewhere,
Yeah, I liked what Johnny had to say there about that. So again, I guess nothing was learned with Johnny, or for my Mike fans, for maybe you're not a Johnny Depp fan, for my Michael Jackson fans, we love as Michael Jackson fans. I will tell you quickly, innocent until proven guilty. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit. Yeah. It's the same thing, innocent until proven guilty. But again, for the people that are saying the things that they are saying about Major, saying, "Oh, crime is a crime," or this or this or that, I want that same energy with Ezra, and maybe that is your same energy with Ezra. I don't know. I don't know what you personally feel about Ezra, but that same energy needs to be thrown Ezra Miller's way. Again, when you have the CEOs over at DC saying the things that they're saying that, well, whenever Miller's ready to have that conversation, we're going to be ready to have that conversation with them. Or you've got the producers saying that once the film comes out, everybody's going to just forget about all the atrocities that they committed. I'm wanting that energy. Where's that same energy? Again, we are quick.
Yeah.
To hang this brother Jonathan Majors without all the facts. There are facts. There's speculation and there's allegations, but there's not a full-fledged plate of facts. No one has come out and said, no jury, judge, or executioner has thrown the book at this man and said, you're guilty.
Yeah.
This is all speculation from the outside. These are people outside the home. I always say this. We get so caught up in celebrities' lives that we think that we know shit.
We don't.
We get so caught up in things that TMZ has said, that the Hollywood Reporter has said, that this outlet or that outlet has said, and we read things based on what, and we go off based off what we've read, and we go off of what we've read as fact. Understand, when you read an article, you are reading an article from someone else's perspective. It is never truly fact. So when you go in saying the things that you say about Jonathan Majors, when you go in saying the things that you're saying about he needs to be gone, recast Majors, blah blah this, blah blah that, crime is crime, this or that, X, Y, and Z, this, that, or the third. But that same energy, that same throw the book at him is not there for Miller. No. We have video. We have we've got so many different testimony from Dakota Iron Eyes' parents, testimony from not just Dakota Iron Eyes herself, but we've got testimony from the other child that was groomed, the couple that he broke into their home, the entire fucking island of Hawaii had nothing but negative things to say about Miller.
Yeah.
But yet the conversation surrounding Miller remains. They need help. Let's coddle them. I'm still going to go see The Flash, X, Y, and Z, this and that and the third. But the comments and things surrounding Majors, again, it goes back to what I said initially. Did you learn nothing from Mike, innocent until proven guilty? Mm-hmm. Have you learned nothing from Johnny Depp, who brilliantly proved innocent until proven guilty? So I'm gonna throw some scripture in there. Take the plank out of your own eye. You have a plank in your own eye that is that is allowing you to not see something else in someone else.
Yeah.
So take the shit out of your own eye. If you can throw a rock at your own house and it cracks, you need to put the fucking rocks down.
Yeah.
You need to put the rocks down. How dare you try? I take that back. How dare you have the fucking audacity to try to throw stones at someone else's house when you yourself, your own home is made of glass?
Exactly.
Let he without sin cast the first motherfucking stone.
Right. Thank you, Double Tire. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
I'm sorry. I'm not about to sit here and hang this brother. That's why I've been so quiet on this subject.
Because
you ain't seen me say shit.
There's not a lot, and like I said before, I feel like everything is so close to chest. Like even with his first trial, we did not get a lot of information. And it was thrown out. So now we're waiting for another trial.
Yeah.
I hope to see Jonathan Majors again in big major roles. I hope that, this is a really big hope and this is a really big stretch, because we know that once Marvel's done, they're done. But like we said before, Marvel has proven that variants can look different in different ways. I hope he can prove himself innocent and Marvel can find a way to bring him back. I hope a lot of things for Jonathan Majors. I hope this isn't true. I hope he's innocent. I really don't have anything else to say on that besides that, because like you said, it's proven, until guilty. Like innocent until proven guilty. And we have not learned anything.
I'm not hanging this man.
Yeah, we haven't learned anything since Depp, and we definitely haven't learned anything since Jackson. So I'm not surprised right now. But Double Tar sent $5. They said they, them, meaning Ezra, are a group, so we don't know who is actually guilty. And then he said, "Sorry, I'm trolling."
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm not about to sit here and hang this brother over some shit that I don't know the true facts on anything like that. Now, when the judge, jury, and executioner want to come out and throw the book at him,
okay then.
With facts, sure, a tune can change, but until then, I'm not joining that train with you weirdos.
Yeah, I'm not.
And the reason I call you weirdos is because I feel like a lot of y'all on the internet, y'all make the internet y'all's fucking identity.
Yeah.
Y'all, I feel like it's imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. You, every single time there's a new story, you jump on whatever side is the seemingly winning side. Mm-hmm. And then you make the internet your fucking personality. Put the phone down sometime. Open your eyes to reality. Open your eyes, and open not just your eyes, but your mind. I say all the time, I will never, ever base my opinion off of another motherfucker's opinion.
Yeah.
Now, can my opinion change based off of someone else's? Like, can I have an opinion and based off of new facts, can my opinion evolve? Yes. But my opinion is never going to be the opinion of someone else's.
Yeah,
I will always be a free fucking thinking individual and form my own thought first. And I feel like that's what a lot of you on the internet don't do. You look at someone else's opinion, and you then make that opinion your opinion, but then you also take that opinion and make that fucking opinion your personality.
Yeah.
Get the fuck off the internet and step into real life.
Yeah, you need some attention. You need a hug. I don't know what you need, but
That's crazy.
It is crazy, and it's sad how quickly it's evolved over time. How people are just so quick to just, and I get it, free speech. Free thoughts.
You say what
I get
the fuck
it.
you want to say.
Say what you want to say, but at the end of the day, like, you can't 110%, 10 toes deep, stand in an opinion in something when you do not have the full facts, or you're basing it off of somebody else's opinion. That's just judgment at that point.
Yep, I completely agree. So I completely agree. But anybody else have anything else they want to say there?
Because I am actually going to do this because we didn't the Secret Invasion trailer that dropped.
I mean, everyone's just kind of talking about Johnny Depp. Someone said Cornelius says Johnny Depp as Tony Stark variant. I wouldn't be mad about that. Double Tar said, I hope Majors is exonerated if he didn't do anything, and I hope the evidence is overwhelming. Marvel should make some wiggle room for the story, but innocent until proven guilty. Justin said, the sad part is most of the time people don't learn from their mistakes. They drag Depp to the depths of hell because he is a man and Amber was a woman, and 9 times out of 10 women are favored more than men. He's not wrong. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Justin also said, props to you guys for being actual good human beings and having actual logic instead of just reactionary. And I hate this new emoji thing they put here. You can't see people's comments. Like reactionary and dumb like everyone else. Thank you so much, Justin. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. The last thing we'll do is the reaction to the Secret Invasion trailer.
Okay, let's do
that
it.
That came out. So let's jump on that really quick here.
That invasion is here, Rhodey. And we can't even tell who the invaders are. That invasion is here, Rhodey. And we can't even tell who the invaders are.
Fury, why haven't you called any of your special friends?
This war is one I have to fight.
Living on the edge to the end of our lives. Roof in the sheepskin telling me lies.
Alone.
This world is burning, and it was you who lit the match.
TikTok, Nick. This is personal.
You're the most wanted man on the planet.
Well, Mama always said I was special.
Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion, only on Disney+.
Ready, and action!
When we start Secret Invasion, Nick Fury has been off planet. And Maria Hill has just really been trying to, maintain order. But this current threat is getting out of control.
5 global terrorist strikes within the past year. Each one claimed by a different group. It's business as usual. That's precisely what they want you to think.
Nick comes back having lost whatever power he had before. So we try and solve things without being too superhuman.
You going to shoot me?
Maybe. Well, probably. But not right now.
We get to jump into Nick Fury's world, which is very spy versus spy.
The kind of grittiness, the locations, the way it feels, the way it's written. It's a thriller.
Fury, we gotta be very careful now. I had to pinch myself many mornings when I would step on set with Olivia Colman, Sam Jackson, Don Cheadle, Emilia Clarke, Ben Mendelsohn, Kingsley Ben-Adir. I mean, some of my favorite actors in the world.
Alone at last. After every Marvel film released, I would phone my agent and say, please, can I be in a Marvel thing? I never imagined it would happen.
What makes you think you can get him to speak?
Oh, I can be quite persuasive.
Looking at the MCU through these different lenses, you get to see all these different sides of the characters. And we get to really sort of dig into who they are.
How much do you know about your security detail?
What do you mean, how much do I know about it?
This idea of who can you trust, that is really the heart of the show.
You could be talking to somebody you have a very close relationship with, and then you find out that that's not who you thought it was.
It becomes sort of a cat and mouse game that we build toward to the end of the show.
You can't predict it, and you can't preempt it, and you can't fathom it until it happens.
I'm Nick Fury. Even when I'm out, I'm in.
Okay, I will say, I'm still anticipating this. I
Yeah.
really am. That featurette did it for me better than that trailer that they released today did. The featurette's 11 days old. This is my first time seeing the featurette. The trailer came out today. But the featurette for me was way more like when Maria Hill said, spy against spy. Like, you feel that. It's very thriller. It's very on edge. It's very paranoid thriller type, and I like that. I like that. The only thing I don't like, and it's been my worry since day one of this, and you go back, I've been saying this, and it kind of confirmed it right there when Olivia Colman's character said, you know, Nick Fury, why aren't you calling in your special friends? And he said, because I have to do this alone. We're not getting any heroes.
Yeah.
We're not gonna see any of the Skrulls take. It's the MCU Secret Invasion. It's not the comic Secret Invasion. We're not gonna see Skrulls taking over heroes' bodies. At least it's not what it's looking like now.
Yeah.
I did see that Skrull using Groot's powers, but I don't think we're seeing a Groot. I don't think we're seeing, you know, any you know, I saw even some people speculating that Don Cheadle's Rhodey might even be a Skrull. Maybe that might be one of the only ones. It's a possibility. Even the speculation that the current president of the MCU is a Skrull, prompting Thunderbolt Ross to be president and everything. So I don't know. I don't know. I really just don't think we're seeing heroes though, and that does bother me. Not as much as I thought it really was going to bother me, and maybe it doesn't bother me as much after seeing that featurette and then still high off of the very first trailer that was released at D23. But I still am looking forward to this on June 21st, and every episode is going to be an hour long. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to it just because from the jump I kind of figured it was going to be more about Nick Fury than it was going to be comic. At this point, I'm not expecting anything to be comic book accurate. Yeah. But from the jump, I always knew this was going to be a Nick Fury show, and I've always been a fan of him, and so I'm very, very excited to see what they have for him, because I think his involvement in the MCU is vital, and I feel like we just haven't really gotten that backstory.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised when they did the whole. They established it. I feel like they're probably going to establish this from the very jump. Like, this, you will not see who you are expected to see. Wasn't there also rumors that Nick himself was a Skrull? Like, this wasn't going to be...
I haven't heard anything about Nick being a Skrull.
Maybe that was a rumor I read on my end, but it was a pretty far-fetched rumor.
Yeah, no, this one is. Like I said, I've been excited for this one since D23.
Yeah.
My excitement for it has not changed.
I'm
I
very
always
excited.
had my that is the worry I just expressed has been my worry since D23. But I'm honestly after the featurette, I don't. It's I'm to a point with the MCU where I understand it's not the comics. I understand that you're going to do your shit your way. So
Yeah.
as long as it is still compellingly good and I'm interested, I guess I don't have to have Skrulls taking over heroes. It's fine. Fine. We can
I'm
just
also
do
very
fucking
curious to
government
see
shit.
how this series ties in with the actual timeline of the MCU, because this is, Samuel L. Jackson, and he's a phenomenal actor. So, and he's a very expensive actor, and I feel like he's had his foot in these projects for too long for him to not progress the story. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think this is just going to be like a one and done situation. I think this movie or this show is really going to somehow progress, which has been a long time coming, because the last show that really progressed anything was Loki.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm very excited. I'm very, very, very excited to see how it ties into the timeline.
Yeah.
I also really love Kobe, who plays his right-hand girl.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I really love her. I'm a huge fan of How I Met Your Mother. And she plays Robin Scherbatsky, and I love her. So anytime Kobe's in it, I'm like, yep, let's do it. Let's do it to it.
I saw Nottingham 90 said the same thing that I was saying. I kind of agreed with there that that may not be our roadie. I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Some of the verbiage he was using in that featurette and that trailer was a little weird. Like it felt like he was kind of trying to push Nick to make it. I don't know. And again, I haven't seen the show obviously, but just the verbiage and the little clips they put together, and that could be purposeful on Marvel's end to be misleading, but it does seem as if that's not our roadie.
Yeah, like when he said, like, what do you mean have I checked into my security? Like, that's not something Rhodey would say.
Yeah, that's
like, what are we
seems
doing?
Interesting. So, like exactly, D Stizzle, when he said, "Who do you trust?" Yes, that line right there, I was like, something's a little interesting. But yeah, so definitely wanted to watch that with you guys too, because I almost forgot about it. I forgot that came out today. So, but that is what we've got on the table for today with you guys. Like I said, we will be back with you guys on Thursdays and Sundays now. So Thursday we'll be back with you guys at 7:30. 7:30 on Sunday, 7:30 on Thursday we'll be back, and on Sunday we'll be with you guys around the same time. On Sunday, each Sunday it'll be 6 p.m. Central Standard Time to the 8 p.m. Time for us. So, as always, we appreciate every single one of you guys hanging out with us today and hanging out in the chat and being here and all the super chats. You know, again, it always amazes me that we can be gone for the periods of time that we have been gone before trying to, solidify a somewhat of a decent enough schedule to be back. But it always amazes me that you guys can come in and you guys are always,
thank you, Joshua.
It's always the same people. Yes, Joshua, thank you so much for the...
Josiah, sorry.
Yeah, my fault. Josiah, thank you so much, Josiah, for the super chat there, where he said, popped in to say, miss y'all, bro. Thank you. We miss you being around, bro. Thank you. And again, that goes back to what I said about you guys being so loyal to us and still coming in and sending us super chats and everything that you guys do. Even if you don't send anything, I enjoy the conversation. Just you guys being here means the fucking world to me.
Yes.
And I'm hoping, just so you guys know, I know I bring this up every single time I talk about, every single time we come on here, I am still working on my second channel. I'm getting that studio together. It's taking some time, but I'm getting that studio together, and I really think that you guys are really, really gonna rock with this next channel as well. That doesn't mean that the focus is getting taken off of this channel either. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we've got some new scenes up. Like, if I can go to this article, I can go to this scene here, and it's just myself. Or I can go to Corey there if she's talking, it's just her with an article, or just myself. Or I can go to a close-up of Corey if I would like to, and I'm still in frame, and so is Q, or a close-up of myself, and those two are still in frame. So there's new scenes, there's new things that we are working on over here. Henry and I have been communicating with each other on a lot of different things that we're wanting to make better or do better here at, for the channel, and just making things better, and of course trying to be here as much as we possibly can with you guys. I never want you guys to think that, are they getting burnt out? Do they not want to be here? It's never that. It's simply just the effects of fucking life. But like I said, we do seemingly have Thursdays and Sundays down now to be here, and don't even be surprised if on a day outside of a Thursday or Sunday that I don't pop in like I used to, where it's just myself and we have a show where it's just me. So yeah, we're definitely trying. And again, I can't thank you guys enough. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the attention and love that you guys show to us and being here. So
we love you guys.
Thank you. It means the world. We'll be back with you guys, like I said, on Thursday, Central Standard Time, 7:30 Central Standard Time. We'll be here with you guys. So thank you again. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. I'm sorry I don't have music today, and the reason I don't have music today is because I'm working on an outro thing that's just going to be the outro for now on. So I don't have music today for you guys, but thank you guys again for hanging out. So
miss you guys already.
Yes, miss you guys already. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see all of you guys. Actually, is this my main screen? This is not my... Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much. Much love. Thank you. See you guys later. Peace out. Oh, wait. See, when I do that now, look, you're still in fucking frame. What? So it doesn't matter. Henry's got to fix that. Oh, no.
Hey, I'm still in frame.